Welcome back to the Talltale Tavern, the monthly one-shot adventure TTRPG podcast. I'm your tavern master and host, Kyle, and we are back for Chapter 13 of Expedition Untold. Joining me at the bar tonight, I'm giving him a free inspiration just because I think he has the cutest patootie in the group. And yes, if you're wondering, that means I do keep a ranking board of all my players' butts. I'd show it on camera right now, but I'm self-conscious about my drawing skills. And yes, if you're wondering, that means I do sketches of everyone's butts to go with their ranking. I just love butts, especially this one. Scott Esmond is here. Welcome, Scott.
That went on for so long.
Really weird, Kyle. Really weird of you to say all that.
It was very detailed.
But I'm
I was wondering what the pictures were for.
This makes a lot more sense now.
Oh, man. That's, I just really needed to get that out because it's been weighing on me that I've been doodling all of your butts.
I did think it was weird that I had to submit a selfie from behind in order to get on to the podcast, but
Yeah, just... Wow, wonderful. Great. Welcome back, Scott. So it's great to have you.
Pleasure to be here.
Also here, he may not be real, but he makes the perfect third wheel. We have the Cleric Lad, played by Landy. Welcome, Landy.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
damn.
Also here, wondering if it would be an intellectual property violation to wear a band t-shirt for Landfell's band, The Red Weather, without their permission on tonight's podcast. It's Mav. Welcome, Mav.
Good.
Wow, what's that band again?
The Red Weather. They've got an album out. Go download it. It's great.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Thank you. Self-promotion. I'll
It's not
that $20
self-promo
later.
if it's somebody else.
It's true.
Also here, could this be the final evolution of the Vyper cosplay? Oh no, Freya style. Welcome, Ballistikitty.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Also here, stop. Recovering so current school psychologist. Stop. And aspiring basketball it's Brooke. Welcome, Brooke.
Thank
Between
you.
that and the butts one, man.
Sorry, guys, I was being
Feel real
tickled
gross.
uncontrollably by something for that one.
That was
This is
great.
why.
Thank you. That brought me a lot of joy. I like that.
That was good.
And finally, last but not least, it's raining Hughes! Hallelujah, it's raining Hughes! Amen! He's gonna fall down and hopefully get a big robot killing crit! I think that's how the song goes. Becca, welcome!
I'm really
Close
upset.
enough. I love it.
I almost posted in the Discord when you said you needed song ideas and that you had one. I almost posted, I bet $10 she does It's Raining Hugh. And I'm very upset that I didn't do it.
You could have won $10.
I know you all would have
well,
owed me $10.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Let's go ahead and reopen the book, turn to Chapter 13, and continue the story of Expedition Untold. Roll the intro!
Previously on Expedition Untold. 175 years ago, the Crowning AI Achievement crew met L10 from Mothership when he stopped at Earth on what should have been a short visit. Together they tried to take down Heihachi, like in the original story, but the Red Ooze had corrupted the AI, causing L10 to get sucked into Heihachi, Dasher to explode, and the rest of the crew to be unknowingly changed into AI. The rest of the world quickly fell to the AI's influence, and all surviving organics fled to the old city now underground, where they became mutated from the exposure to industrial ichor. Vyper, Lad, Paolo, and Ben had their memories suppressed, and when I stepped through the portal 2 days ago, they thought it had only been 6 weeks since trying to take down Heihachi. We traveled to New Lisbon thinking we were meeting up with resistance fighters, but instead were ambushed by Heihachi and had to flee underground. There, the mutated organics were acting so strangely to me. They called me O Salvador and said they'd been waiting for a being like me that is of both machine and mutant. It was very overwhelming. But then my friends, my beautiful, wonderful, amazing friends, they found me. The Red Ooze had tricked Amtiro into changing his past, which sent him and Namby into alternative realities. Amtiro found out his father isn't a genie, but is actually an Eladrin who's living in the Feywild. And Namby? She met River. Thankfully, William, the barkeeper, sent 2 characters from Killing Time to find both of them and get them to crowning AI achievement. And now they're here. They look a little different, but that's okay, so do I. We talked with William and found out that he's actually William from the past, and our William was killed during the original fight against the Ooze. Our only chance to reset all of the stories is to break the Ooze's hold on this story. So today, Amtiro is going to help the Crowning AI Achievement crew find the AI Alice, who should be able to break Hihachi's influence on them for good. Namby and I will lead the mutants into battle against the machines. If any of us get into trouble, we are supposed to use a page from Mothership to get us out of here. It's going to be hard to just leave them to die. We'll see.
We return to the caves beneath the outskirts of New Lisbon City. In the early morning, the anticipation of a great battle weighing heavy on the minds of our organic and AI heroes. Using the mutating powers of the Ichor, Hugh, Namby, and Amtiro have merged their minds and abilities with their own swarm of mutants in preparation for the battle. Vyper, Paolo, Lad, and Ben anxiously await their descent into the cold, dark waters of the Tagus estuary. What do some of your characters do this morning, awaiting dawn and the start of the battle that is sure to commence within the next hour or so?
Well, Vyper woke up earlier than probably she should have because she was anticipating this battle that she's never done anything big like this before. It's only been like small scale skirmishes. So she's anxious. So when she got up, she went deeper into the cavern tunnels and found these bioluminescent mushrooms dimly lighting the area. And it reminded her of Paolo's spray paint that glows down his arm and it follows his tattoo of his dragon. So in this inspiration flash, she collects these mushrooms and kind of pulverizes them into a paste. And then she wanders off to find a smooth surface to apply this new medium to.
When Paolo wakes up, finding Vyper not next to him, they'd gone to sleep next to each other, but finding her gone, he's not sure how to feel, but he knows that he enjoyed, spending the night close to someone he cares for. And so without going to look for her, he kind of sets out all his gear and he pops open a little, a small steam capsule from his arm and throws in a couple packets that he's been storing for a special occasion and brews a little coffee, and puts it into, a couple mugs he can find and leaves one for Vyper and then goes to kind of see if Lad and Ben are awake and hand them a cup if they're up.
So Paolo finds Lad kind of in a yoga pose, and he is just eyes closed, meditating in preparation. So as Paolo walks up, he kind of wordlessly and with his eyes still closed, he reaches out his hand and grabs the cup as though he feels it coming.
Lad knows the routine. Lad knows the morning routine.
And we're all eating casserole, right? We're all eating the cheesy
Yes.
potato casserole.
Potato breakfast casserole.
Now it's in 2 episodes, so Kyle can't resist.
Namby or Hugh, do you have anything? Because I feel like I got one thing, but I feel like I should go last.
Nothing's super specific. I think Namby's feeling kind of extra nervous just because this is like, up until now, we've just kind of been like hurtling through. Like we've had no control over what's happening. We're just kind of like going. And this is like a big one that might determine a lot of stuff. So she's just being
very meticulous about like making sure she has all of her materials with her and like picking out the right like skills and spells and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think kind of similar where it's getting to Hugh in his head a lot, especially he feels a lot of pressure on himself. So even though he was so desperate to find his people, now that he knows where you guys are and like you're in a contained space for a brief moment in time, I think Hugh's actually going to kind of go off a little bit. And Kyle, can you describe like so are we in like the sewer systems of the old city? Like
initially you were in the
or...
sewer systems, and you've kind of gone through they kind of connected to just a cave system at that point. A lot of it you can tell is natural, a lot of it you can tell has been dug out by the mutants themselves, but you can see different pockets and caverns, and it's almost like imagine like an anthill, like you know, kind of how that would spread out underground if you had like an ant farm and could see that. That's sort of what it would look like, is something like that.
Okay. So I think Hugh is going to find a spot kind of up high. With his legs up high is not too up high for him. And he is just kind of going to sit and where you can kind of just watch and think with over the other mutants, not really drawing attention to himself at all, but just kind of obsessing about the worry about like letting them down and letting the group down, but just trying to still his mind a little bit before going into the situation.
Hugh being a broody boy? No.
I know. Shocking.
I think Imtiro is then probably at first kind of chilling in his area, finishing up a letter to his mom before we go out, you know, writing something out to her about how a few days ago he was fighting a cactus dragon, and then he was finding out that his life was a lie, and then now he's here, part of a mutant swarm. And he wishes she could be there to see it, and he does forgive her for not telling him everything. And then he's going to burn that as normal and fold up sort of his papers and stuff and grab stuff, and he's going to stop by Lad, because I haven't had much chance to interact with Lad, and I'm just, excuse me, I see you're meditating. I don't mean to disturb you. But
not at all.
Oh, perfect. Huguenard told me that you enjoy reading, and so I thought I would give you a book in case, you know, you have to spend some time here waiting for us after this fight. It was given to me by a friend in a different story. It's called The Myth of the Four Rivers. It's a story of my time, where some people attempted to steal the power of the sun, and in their folly destroyed the earth, and were punished for it. And I thought perhaps it could serve as inspiration for us right now to try and defeat that infernal AI who has stolen the sun from you. And I hand him that book.
Lad reaches out and kind of gently takes the book, and just kind of nods solemnly, thinking about, you know, is he even gonna have a chance to read this? But he appreciates the gesture and just kind of nods solemnly to Imtiro and kind of pats him on the shoulder. I appreciate that. And
you'll have to tell me what you think about it when we see each other again.
I'm gonna do my best to keep us all alive.
And then after that, if time's winding up, Imtiro's going to start casting the spell Motivational Speech on this group. He's gonna like turn out to everybody and be like, to all the mutants, and that goes for all of you. Remember what was stolen from you by this AI. Remember that it tried to take your fire. And then I'm gonna, if I can lead people, if they're not already in the area, or wherever Vyper is, I need to look to Vyper and give her like a nod. And then I'm going to use Create Flame to illuminate the area to shine a light on the mural that Vyper has created.
Ooh. Cool.
So, behind Vyper on the wall, she used the bioluminescent paste and painted a mural of what New Lisbon City was like 175 years ago before the AI takeover. Simple but yet identifiable portrayals of the common life, like dancing in a club, street racing, a hand from the light reaching to pull an outstretched hand from the dark. And behind it all, it says, "Fight for a stolen past. Fight for your future." So with Mtiro's fire, it kind of just like soaks in that energy and makes it glow even brighter.
And motivational speech should hit all of you because I'm going to cast it at 4th level. So you'll all get 30 temporary hit points, and for the next hour, you have advantage on wisdom saving throws.
Well, then don't eat your casserole. Save the casserole.
I was specifically, I guess, we should not eat the casserole.
Hold on the casserole.
As you like tell that story, you're there with your swarm, and each of your swarms are like 15 mutants, right? And then and there's so many more mutants around that have similar power, like swim abilities or wings or etc. But Mtiro, you tell that story, and like your squadron like looks sort of like you got that like dripping wax off of them, but like as you give that motivational speech, your fire flares. You can see they have like some like embers in their skin as well that flare and go along with it, and it just provides that extra oomph. And then of course with Vyper's mural, absolutely beautiful. You are gonna have to make a performance check on that mural to see how good it is.
I was hoping you wouldn't ask that.
You gotta give her advantage on that check.
You get advantage. Yes, you get advantage. Yes, you get advantage because it was great. I don't think I've ever felt like more of a bad guy.
Oh no, okay.
What is that saying? If I've never felt like more of a bad guy in this campaign than asking for a performance check on how well you painted this beautiful mural.
I don't get anything?
You get advantage.
You get advantage.
Do you have a performance modifier of any sort?
Because it was a 1 for that one.
Oh, good. You got advantage.
No.
It was a 4 for the second one. -1 is a 3. So when I said it's simple, it's like caveman style simple.
You know what? You're in a group of cavemen, so it's just
the mutants. They might just think that that's great.
That tracks.
Yeah,
that's great.
I mean, oh heck yeah, they rolled a 19 on a perception. They get it. They get it. They absolutely get it.
They're picking up what you're putting down.
Vyper, you are so
important.
proud of this, and you 4 are just like, oh boy, that was. Mtiro, you shine the light on it, waiting for this beautiful mural, and it's just like caveman drawings. So the mutants get it.
It's just a smear.
Yeah.
I get a second alone with Hugh. I'm like, Hugh, an artist. Vyper is a terrible artist. You should have helped her.
I'm so disappointed in myself.
when we come back and when we find them again, we'll sit down and we'll go through some drawings. Thank goodness Kyle has never made me roll a performance on my sketches.
Oh, that would be hilarious if they came out all fucked up looking.
Every time you roll an echo, you have to roll a performance.
Vyper is much more used to a digital media. This is a physical media. It's different. She's learning. It's fine.
It's
mushrooms, okay, guys? I just
right.
took mushrooms and...
But I mean, you got a 4, so even 4 mushrooms, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Goodness.
That's great.
That's tragic.
So awesome. You guys all have 30 temporary HP, and for those who are swarms, which is Mtiro, Namby, and Hugh, you in your swarm form have 100 HP, and once that goes away, you will be out of swarm form back to your regular character sheet with all of your regular health, kind of like a wild shape. Of course, any damage you take will carry over if it doesn't take you down to exactly 0, like a wild shape in 2014 rules.
Does the temporary HP apply to the swarm form or to the underlying personal form?
It's going to apply to the swarm form here, I think, but I don't know I don't know the rules on wild shape and how that would work, but we're going to apply that to the swarm form.
Triple, that makes sense.
Yeah, if it was a wild shape, you'd get it on your wild shape form. Like, you'd get it on your current form if you were like...
We're so fucking off
shape.
book. Who cares what the rules are, man?
Yeah, burn it to the ground.
The rule of cool.
Also, it just makes the math easier to just apply it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's much handier for us because we keep triples until we get to 50. So that's a huge buffer to keep triples on.
Oh, yeah, good point. So wait, if you eat the casserole in swarm form, does it actually give 9 as opposed to 3?
I think because you made it in non-swarm form.
That's a good
that
point.
you
You did make
Oh.
it.
But
As in,
Paolo helped me, so
It's
we
not
were
like your
our
entire
own
swarm baking.
We were like that
Your
scene in Ghost where he reached around me and was forming the casserole with me.
Man, with Vyper in the room, guys.
That's fucked
This
up.
whole casserole narrative,
Damn.
this is really turning into fanfic. It truly is. This is really the fanfic casserole thing that happened.
Fanfic casserole.
That's a good band name. I call it.
Is it creamy though?
Yeah, how creamy is it?
The mutants are starting to move. So they,
Good call. Good
the
call.
ones with the that are going in for this, land attack, without any wings or gills, are headed towards the street. So are the winged forms as well. And the mutants that can swim, Amtiro included, and the sub crew, you would all be heading downward, deeper down into the caverns, closer to the river, where the caverns will eventually go underwater. Is there anything else that you guys say to each other? Anything else you do before splitting up, heading your separate ways?
Give
Just
a big hug.
reminding, yeah, well, and reminding the three of us that we have those comm things that we can use once, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we should say
Oh wait, how does that work? Is that like we can only say one thing with it, or
So you
once?
all,
What is it?
you all have a comms device. There's enough for all of you to take one, because I think Bob had just given you like a box of them, like he had a bunch. But the comms device allows for like message spell to be sent like one time with it. Per short rest is when you have to reset it. Is what it
One-time
says.
use electronics. This is
So it's a
truly
one-time-
society.
That's why they are where they are.
Yeah.
So it allows for one-time message. It will work on any point in this battlefield, but it just allows that one-time communication.
I think last time we said we were going to save it for letting each other know when we use the page. If
Yeah.
we're about to go
We're
to
about to
zero.
And you
Just gonna use it
three,
to say what's up. Hey, what's up?
You up?
How's everyone
is this
feeling?
on? Is this working? That's it. Yes, and Amtiro, Hugh, and Namby, you all have a page from the mothership that you can activate whenever you want to go into the future to
Just
mothership.
imagining Mtira's gonna open that up underwater and it just disintegrates into nothing.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Was there anything else? Anybody else? Anything else? I think after the big group hug, you guys can all go your separate ways. And so the sub crew, our AI compatriots, go down along with Amtiro and the rest of the mutants who have all various appendages of, fins, large tails for swimming, webbed hands. All of them have gills on their neck, gills on the sides of their bodies. You see some of the larger mutants as well walking down there. They don't seem like they'll be able to swim as well, but they have a lot of strength, and that's where they're headed. With like multiple arms. Wondering how this is actually going to work for them swimming underwater. But you all kind of head down through the caves, and you get to a point where where it meets the water. And so Ben transforms into his submarine self, jumps in the water, and turns into this submarine, which is like a it's not super big. It has one big glass like cover on it, and it'd be 1, 2, 3 is how you'll sit in there. Vyper, Lad, and Paolo is
Does
like
it have a
in
steering
row.
wheel or just like a PlayStation controller? I just want to know what kind of situation.
It has, it does not have a Logitech controller or whatever that was for Ocean.
It's a Mad Catz controller. It's the Player 2 controller that's in there.
It does have controls in there, and so whoever is driving can help with some of the ability checks for Ben and give him advantage, just like in the car from before. As you guys get in there, you hear Ben's voice like over the calm, and he gives you, kind of goes over some of the details of this massive prison ship that Thwick had given you. There's the buoyancy sensor on this massive prison submarine that is sitting on the bottom of the estuary, and Thwick gave you the layout of the entire prison submarine, and you know that if you hit that spot, the prison submarine will have to surface, and when it can surface, you can get on top of it, get through the hatch into the submarine. Where the hatch is located, it's relatively close to the front of the ship where Alice is being held as prisoner. You also know that you'll be approaching this ship, or this submarine that's under the water, that's meant to be undetected and meant to detect everything that will come close to it. And so Ben, before he turned into a submarine self, casted Pass Without Trace on himself. This will be a DC 30 skill check for him in order to have it basically a surprise round on this prison submarine. So anything that you could give him to help boost that would be helpful for Ben.
Yeah, Lad's gonna give him guidance.
What's the DC ability? Like, what's the ability check?
It'll be stealth for him.
Stealth is dexterity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Either me or Namby can probably enhance ability him.
Yeah.
I don't have anything cool like that, sorry.
Enhance ability would give him advantage on dexterity checks.
Do you have anything you will need to concentrate on, Imtiro?
Probably not right now.
Because I probably will.
Yeah. I think it makes sense that Imtiro would. I'm going to go down with them anyway,
Alright,
so
yeah.
I think I would probably do it. And I can also throw a bardic inspiration to him as well in this moment. So
Cool.
I will lay my hands on the submarine and gently whisper into its ear, you are quiet as a mouse, my biomechanical friend.
If I were to cast Greater Invisibility, what would that do for us?
Oh crap!
Seems pretty good.
Greater invisibility. You have greater invisibility. That is such a great spell.
It's
It's even greater than great,
yeah.
honestly.
Geez. So
I know it's
invisibility,
complicated 'cause there's water involved.
Unfortunately, invisibility is not going to grant him anything in this because the submarine doesn't see by vision, right? It's got sonar.
Right, sonar.
And so greater
Okay.
invisibility won't work for that. He would remain invisible after shooting, but that, it wouldn't help with the stealth roll aspect of it.
Still valuable maybe
That's
at
fair.
some point to use that, though. I mean, if other things that rely on sight enter the water at any point,
So does he already have advantage on dexterity checks?
If I use enhance ability, yes.
Okay. Is that a spell slot?
It is a spell
And it's
slot.
concentration,
And
too.
it is concentration, yes.
Save it. Because
Save it, he says.
Paolo's going to fold over what would have been like the center console in Ben's car form and slide out the surge injector, and he's going to take an ampule of Valhalla and just pop it in and just slide it in. And he's going to kind of pat the control side and say, Ben, I know you've been down this road before. You'll be okay. We'll come out the other side together, right? And he's going to get, for 1 hour after consuming this drug, he adds 1d4 plus to dexterity checks and dexterity saving throws. And one time during this hour, he gets advantage on them.
Okay, great. So he gets a D4 from that. What I'm gonna do, this will be a tavern roll, but I'm gonna get all the bonuses going before I actually roll for him. This DC 30 might end up being fairly easy for him, which is
Imtiro puts away his
we're loading him
magic and instead lets Paolo inject him with drugs against his will. And I guess just gives him the bardic inspiration that you said has triple advantage while I'm a swarm. So
triple advantage to the bardic inspiration roll. So this is Lad's guidance, gives it a 3. That's great. Paolo's D4 is a 1. And then what's your bardic die?
D8.
Scott? A D8. First one was a 1, then a 6.
Why are we letting Kyle roll these?
I know.
Because I'm
Kylan
dead.
It's a really great question.
That's a 6.
Okay, so 10 already from just those
10 already,
bonuses.
plus his plus 10 from Pass Without Trace.
Okay. Does
So
he
he's
have
got
anything for
plus
stealth
20.
already?
He's got a plus 3 for stealth.
Okay.
So he's got a plus 23 to this roll.
Okay.
With advantage.
With advantage.
With
7 or
advantage.
higher.
So he
Kyle,
has to
Kyle,
get
this
a 7
shit
or
up.
higher.
Just
Way
DM
higher.
Kyle this.
Just don't roll like Kitty did a second ago.
Okay.
Come on,
Please
man.
don't roll like me, guys. Let me handle this.
So you guys get into so you're inside Ben and he submerges under the water, and Emtiro, you and your swarm of mutants
Wax
follow
candle
around,
mutants, yeah.
keeping your distance because you're not trying to make this stealth check as well. But you follow down into the water, into the cold waters of the estuary, and you kind of set a course down underneath through the water. It's fairly dark, visibility is low, and you start to see some like faint lights on the bottom of the ocean floor, fairly far away. And Ben just shuts off like everything, and just becomes this floating submarine, just cautiously, slowly moving toward this prison submarine. We'll do the stealth roll here. He's got a plus 23 to this roll. He's got to hit a 7 or higher with
He's gonna do
advantage.
it.
Here's the
Come
tavern roll.
on.
A 14 and a 15.
Let's go. Let's go, Ben.
So he just cruises on down, and you get closer and closer to this massive, massive submarine that's just resting on the floor of this body of water. You can see like greenery has kind of started to go up around it a little bit. Some seaweed. It's been down here for quite a while, and he gets closer and closer, and he's going to be able to make an attack on this sensor. Sensor has an 18 AC, and he's got a torpedo that he can fire. Once he fires, then things will happen. So
Can I assist in the targeting?
I'm
I'm assuming that I'm piloting because I have the highest. I can use strength. I can use my strength modifier at. Well, no, I can't for. I guess I can for attack rolls. I
don't
can use
think
my
you
strength
can,
modifier for attack rolls.
You can't do like the help action for an attack roll, I think.
True.
Rules written.
True.
So I don't think that will work. It sort of makes
Okay.
sense with this scenario, but I'll say no for that. If you guys had any sort of bonus you could do, you could, but this is kind of his shot, I think, to make here.
Let me check one thing. I did provide him with the bonus of Valhalla. He gets 1 time per hour advantage on an attack using dexterity. So this is because this is a ranged attack. Is it a dexterity-based attack?
Yeah, he'll use
Then he
advantage on
gets
that.
advantage on it.
Can I
Sick.
shout another inspiration through the water at him?
I think he's too far away at this
All right.
point.
Even my frog mouth? My stomach
Wow.
mouth?
Yeah, your stomach. I forgot about your stomach mouth.
Ugh, never
Wait,
forget.
how far? What is your bardic range? I guess is it 120 or something?
Oh,
Or
there's
is it-
no way it's that. No, I think it's probably like 60 feet at the most, maybe even
Okay.
30.
Lad's still here. Lad's sitting
it's
in.
too far.
in-
We'll say
in
it's too far.
co-pilot.
I can
That's
look
fine.
it up.
DM, can I muffle this firing mechanism?
Ooh, that's a great fucking play because
Huh?
all weapon systems and all avoidance systems underwater work on sound.
At most I would give it advantage on the attack, I think, but it's already got
Which it already
advantage.
has. That's fine,
And
but that's
so,
great. That's really smart. If Ben didn't already have advantage, I would have argued very heavily in favor of him getting advantage because of that. That's dope as hell.
Okay.
Thanks.
He needs a 12 or higher on this roll to get it. Another tavern roll. Okay, great. We rolled the tavern roll and it was an 18.
Attaboy, Ben.
Ben fires the torpedo and it goes straight towards the prison submarine and hits right where he's supposed to hit, which is just this nondescript area of the submarine. No like identifying factors other than like this, kind of like square of metal that looks a little bit different than around it. Hits the buoyancy sensors and the lights just bright lights come on the submarine, and just this like warning light kind of starts to flash, and you see the submarine start to rise in the water. Mtiro, the mutants around you start to hum, and the sound spreads backwards up through the cave as more and more mutants are starting to hum, kind of transferring this signal, this physical signal. The sound starts to rush through the cave systems. Namby and Hugh, you two are waiting with your troops in a cave just below the street, and the mutants start to hum around you, and it's the signal to start the attack. Ahead of the troops, 6 huge mutants, the type with the multiple arms and heads, raise their arms up, gripping pipes and wires and other parts of the underside of the street, and grab it and then look toward you, Hugh, for the signal.
Yeah. I look at Namby and pull out Bone Crusher. I can long jump 55 feet, so I think I just bound forward and bare my fangs and run forward.
You do that. And the mutants just, that hum just stops for a second as you, waiting for you to do that. You leap forward, bare your fangs, a roar of inspiration, and the mutants just attack. They just go straight forward. The giant mutants pull down the street, and there's this huge gaping hole. The light streams in, this light at dawn just streams into this cavern and rushes back, exposing hundreds of mutants behind you as you charge out onto the street. You charge out onto the street, and you see a battalion of machines awaiting your exit from the caves. Many squid-like sentries on the ground, arranged in ranks with larger two-legged walkers kind of scattered around the street in these ranks. And you just see this blanket of red glowing eyes glaring right at you and the rest of the mutants. And the mutant force rushes forward, crashes into those machines, and the battlefield becomes chaos. Namby, as soon as Hugh gave that signal, all the flying mutants around you fly out of the hole straight up into the sky, and they are met in the sky by this swarm of flying sentries, these squid-like machines that can fly, and a squadron of them crash into the mutants in the air, attacking with their tentacled arms. And you see a few helicopters start to fly in, and swarms of mutants fly in to attack those helicopters and latch onto them and try and take them down as the helicopters are just firing off bullets all the way around. Mtiro, the prison submarine, starts to slowly rise in the water, and alarm lights are flashing. A stream of swimming mutants flows out of the cave system, obscuring the entire area around you, carrying you upward until the surface of the water becomes clear. And you see on the surface of the water, you see undersides of boats and mutants breaking off into groups, swimming toward these boats, ravaging them, starting to ravage them from the undersides. You crest above the water and you see mutants crashing against the machines, and the air abuzz with machines and mutants locked into dogfights and savage attacks against larger helicopters. And on the surface of the water, you see patrol boats with large red eyes motoring around the surface, firing their machine guns into the water. Everyone, the great mutant battle of New Lisbon City has begun. Everybody take a deep breath. The prison submarine is rising, and Mtiro, you don't see Ben's sub yet. Hugh, Namby, and Mtiro, the battle has begun for you. You find yourselves very capable in your swarm forms. Tell me how the battle begins for you. Describe how your characters start fighting off these AI, what it looks like for a few rounds as this massive battle begins around you.
No matter what order. I guess Hugh would immediately summon his hologram echoes. Can I roll on that, Kyle, with the what we had talked about with
yes.
the table? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We may actually get our wish. So I just rolled number 68, which is Brad the Halfling from Gladiators.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
One of the winner of Gladiators? Or was it Brad or Lee? I can't remember.
I think Lee won.
Lee, I think,
Yeah.
that won, yeah. But in the swarm form, what we actually see is instead of just one hologram coming out, all of the gladiator holograms come out and fill the area as all of the different characters. And I'm going to say that they appear in their towards the end of the battle when they're getting brought back again and again to fight. And they're all bandaged and kind of broken up and a little crazed looking, ready for another fight. And yeah, Hugh is going to just, I think, start off with just hammering through as many of the AI robots as possible, just with Bone Crusher pushing forward with it. So.
That's amazing. You just find yourself surrounded by the entire cast, the story, all the characters from Gladiators just surround you and start attacking. You see the older druid Clay's character, turn into an octopus around you and just start wailing on these sentries, kind of matching their forms with all of his different arms and appendages. You see this Western guy standing up with a gun. He takes out a gun from his hip and just starts firing, and he's got this other, cannon I think he had. Mav, this is, of course, the Marquis, but he had something where he was firing off multiple cannons, all in melee, of course. This just makes sense. And then you just see all of these characters, the rest of them. You see this, stony hand crawl up on one of the AI sentries and squeeze and grip and try and get inside and rip away part of the AI sentry.
I do want to say the Wish Gorged Warrior is on the table, so they're there too.
Terrifying.
The Wish Gorged Warrior comes out, and even the mutants are a bit afraid for a second. They're what was this? And you're just wailing on these sentries. These attack sentries. They're not hard. They're not easy to defeat. But you in your swarm form, and surrounded by all the mutants at this point, crashing into this chaos, the battle. All seems like things are going well for the first few rounds here. Namby, Tyrell, what does it look like for you?
I can go if you would like, Namby, or you can go.
Sure, go ahead.
I think Mtiro's looking around at all these boats in the water, and he's firing off inspirations probably to the hordes of mutants, and he also is, whatever the smallest boats are, he is going to use his performance of creation to make 3 gigantic old-timey anchors on those boats to try to force them to sink down into the water.
That's excellent. You can see you spawn some of these anchors, and it starts to drag the boat, goes and then just catches, because it the anchor drops and catches something on the ground, on the bottom of the floor, and just backs up, and the mutants swarm and push it all the way over, and one of these patrol boats just flip.
And then once that's done, I'd probably burn a spell slot to create icebergs in the water, 10 by 10 icebergs to disrupt the area for the boats too, if I could do that.
That's excellent. Yeah, so you have a bunch of icebergs that kind of how many can you do?
I mean, it'd be the same thing where I can just create 3 of them. This would essentially be, I can do performance of creation again, but I have to burn a 3rd level spell slot to do it each time that I do it, basically.
Okay.
So I'd be getting rid of these anchors now and creating these things to sort of disrupt the area.
Cool. A big iceberg kind of floats by nearby you. If you wanted to use that as a platform to stand on, you could. But yes, a few of these platforms kind of rise out of the water, and one floats up just as one of the boats is speeding away and around, firing one of its guns, and just ramps off of the ice and just lands in the water sideways and has trouble getting up, and the mutants again swarm it and just take it out.
Oh yeah.
I love the idea of you standing on an iceberg doing this. That's awesome.
It's really not Mtiro's vibe to be in the water and ice, but you work with what you got.
We're all growing.
See that ice around his feet steadily melting away.
Yeah.
There's just, I do want to say Mtiro right now, while he's doing all, there's just smoke pouring out of his gills and his stomach mouth, casting all this fire magic and shit.
Yes, this venom stomach mouth thing you have. A lot of your swarm has that same like mouth. You know, they have something like that.
We got a big
Extra
tongue in
appendage.
there we can use to attack, so hopefully they're like really frog tonguing some bad guys.
Ew.
Oh yes, absolutely. As anything gets close, they're like whipping out to kind of like protect you and like
Gross.
to like do some damage. As you have this like
Slapping
mutants
things out
around
of the
you,
air.
just tongues flying everywhere. It's weird. It's great. Namby, you have a choice that you can make. You are on the street. You see that a lot of the flying mutants above you have like gone straight up, and you can see that there are helicopters up there. There are flying sentries up there. A lot of the flying mutants up there. You see Hugh attacking more on the ground. There are some mutants in flight, near the street. But basically, there's 3 areas in this space. There's a street area, there's a sky area, and then there's a water area where Mtiro is. And so you can kind of choose which area you want to go in the beginning of this battle to start it off for you.
I think to start off, she'll go up into the sky with her fellow winged mutants to keep she wants to use her extra eye on her wing to just keep an eye on everything and just keep an eye on Hugh. I don't know if I can see Mtiro.
You'd be able, with that eye gives you, and you already had great perception, but I think that gives you advantage on any perception checks as well. So just using that, it's like a telescope on your wing that you're able to just rotate around and kind of see the entire battlefield and see how things are going.
Yeah, because I want to keep an eye and make sure I can dip in and help if I need to, but I think she would just cast her spiritual weapon and just try and use her mobility with this extra flight speed to kind of just pop in and out as she can, to try and break up the swarms of the machines, if she can do that, to kind of spread them out and make it easier for the swarms to then swarm on more of a singular creature. I don't know if spirit guardians will be enhanced with the swarm, but if it would be, then I guess she would cast that too, just to kind of create a bright light that can kind of help her be a distraction and hopefully deal some damage.
Great, yeah. So you cast your spiritual weapon, this golden sword of soul that you can summon, and all of your mutants have this sword in their hands as well as you cast that spell, and you're able to fly in and see a helicopter that is being attacked by mutants, and see some AI sentries kind of flying in, these tentacled sentries to come and help, and you just intersect them in the middle of their swarm. They're they're swarm themselves, and your swarm just clashes in with them and cuts it in half and spreads them out and causes more chaos, allowing some of the mutants who are not really in forms, they're just flying around just trying to find enemies, they're able to go one-on-one with a lot of these AI sentries and really cause a lot of disruption there. And then you just have this glowing orb around you. Hugh, you look up and see Namby up high in the sky, this glowing orb flying around at a pretty rapid speed as she's taking out a lot of these sentries.
Like a beautiful UFO.
She's the sun incarnate.
Mtiro, the water starts to vibrate, and you see the massive prison submarine rising up in the water, fairly close. It crests above the surface. You see Ben's submarine form nearby the sub, as well as a large, huge size octopod submersible swimming AI vehicle. Huge. Kind of swimming around the sub as a defender of it, and you see it crawl on top of the sub and kind of on top of the prison sub, looking around, scanning around, looking for enemies. Hugh, your mutant forces continue to attack the AI, and this battlefield is chaos. AI machines being ripped apart by mutants falling around you as well, both sides seemingly having unlimited resources. As the mutants are flowing in, so are the AI sentries coming in from the city. right as you swing at one AI, its red eye looks at you and it twists and seemingly recognizes you and flashes. And all the AI around you flash their red eyes, signaling to something. And then you hear the sound of something massive. From the center of the AI ranks, a huge tank with 6 legs rises up, 2 large claws, a few different sized cannons attached to its head, and a large singular red eye that just locks directly onto you. Hugh, roll initiative.
Okay.
And it's time to debut this red die that Becca gave me a long time ago.
Red ooze die.
My red ooze die. It does get advantage on initiative. Oh boy.
I do too.
Was it a Vyper roll?
It
Let's
was not
hope.
a Kyle or a Viper roll. It was a Becca roll.
Oh no.
Everybody knows what
your
that
roll?
is.
Hugh, what was your initiative roll?
Got a 19.
Ooh, it hit a nat 20.
I know. I figured as soon as you said Becca roll, I was like,
There's
son
only
of a
one roll
bitch.
that's a Becca roll.
That's right.
And that was like really good for me too, because I only have a +1 to initiatives, and so I rolled an 18 on my die. Kyle's stealing my rolls.
How about you let me roll for the enemies?
Yeah,
Kyle.
I think so. Also, how dare you crit on me with the dice that I bequeathed unto you for Christmas?
The first one, the first roll. was
Very
that.
first roll.
Amazing. To be fair, I rolled 2 dice, and it wasn't the one that you.
okay.
The
What did
first
mine
roll
give you?
for mine was for the red ooze dice was a 13. So
Lucky number 13 for the 13th
it was the advantage
episode.
dice that got you. So
All right, I'll take that.
Hugh, you are locked in as this giant, like crab-like looking tank AI glares at you with this red eye and just charges forward with its 6 legs. Just charges forward and then stops about 10 feet from you, and then turns its head around and turns its head to the side, and there is a big cannon-looking thing, and you just see fire just spray out from that cannon, and you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Infamously Hugh's best stat.
That's an 18.
18. DC was 17 on that.
Let's go.
And so the fire just blasts out on you and like the mutants around you. You take half of 46 damage of fire damage. 23. As this fire just sprays, you see mutants around you starting to burn. And it turns its head around and then swings one of its claws at you for a 29 to hit.
Yep.
And that will be 22 points of piercing damage as it slashes, kind of tries to like pinch at you.
And that's halved, right?
Yeah, that would be halved to 11
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
because of swarm form.
Thank you.
Second one is only a 16 to hit.
Miss.
Misses. The swings one claw, the top of it just keeps rotating, and the other claw tries to swing around and pinch at you and just whiffs, goes right over your head. And that is its turn. It's about 10 feet from you. As you get hit by the pincher attack, as it hits you, you gashes you kind of across the arm, and hits a few of your swarm as well. And you see the blood kind of trickle down your arm and hit Bone Crusher. And as it hits Bone Crusher gets really cold in your hand. And you now have a D6 extra cold damage that you can do with your attacks.
River. That's so cool. Okay, an extra D6 with Bone Crusher. Okay.
Of cold. And is that tripled
cold.
while in the swarm form?
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
And you feel that coldness in your hand, and all the mutants around you see their appendages, just kind of like their arms and legs, anything they were going to use to attack, just get this like frost appearance on their hands.
So cool. Yeah, I think like Hugh kind of pauses in that moment after taking a considerable amount of damage and just like feels the change in Bone Crusher, and Hugh wouldn't Becca understands, but Hugh does not understand. I think, but he like also knows.
You look at the rune. You look at the rune on the bone crusher, and the rune that was inscribed as family like glows slightly, and as you look down on bone crusher.
This Ben Biofuels feature.
That was one of the runes, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually sponsored by Olive Garden.
The only business,
Hugh, your family.
The only business that survived the AI revolution.
Oh no! And it's breadsticks. Hugh sees that rune kind of light up, and something just kind of like clicks in him, where like he's spent his whole entire life trying to make himself softer and smaller, so that he is more palatable to other people around him. It never like really worked. And but he just kept trying so hard to kind of deny a part of him that River was always just so much better about celebrating. And he looks around at the mutants around him that celebrated what he was. And he just is really tired of making himself smaller and quieter and softer for other people's comfort. And so he sends, we're going to say he's going to send the Wish-Gorged Warrior 215 feet up in the air above this crab, and then switches places with it and falls down and uses his hydraulic leg reaction to translate the damage, hopefully, into this crab below him.
As you switch places with your Echo, and this is to discuss rules as written just quickly. This is working because your people you're like holograms in this world, so you can send them far away. But rules are as written as you can create them and move them like 15 feet, I think, or 30 feet on your turn. But because you're your hologram self, they're holograms in this world, you can send them that far. So this is working. But just to comment on what the actual rules are for Echo Knight.
So the leg attack on the reaction as I land on it.
Before you land, so you switch places and you're up in the sky above the battlefield, and you see 3 helicopters sitting up there waiting for you, and they use their held action to do 3 attacks on you with machine guns.
I knew you were gonna do it.
Ooh, first one's an 11 to hit.
Miss.
Second one is a 19 to hit.
Hit.
Just 11 points of piercing damage on the second one.
Half to 5.
So half to
5. Yep. Third one was only a 12 to hit.
Miss.
Becca, you're supposed to put your magic in this die.
Did I not? Oh no! That's so sad.
She actually rolled it until she just got ones in it. Like it's the opposite of her ritual.
Inverse ritual.
She blew all the ones into that one, so this will be a 20.
Yeah.
But you see these helicopters like locked onto you as you switch, and just realize that they were waiting for this, and they just start firing these bullets into you, and you only get hit, by one of them, and then you drop down, and let's give us that attack roll, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is like the part of the reaction is the attack roll.
Nat 20?
It's a nat 20.
Let's go!
The god is real. The god does not miss. Does not miss.
I am numb to it.
Not miss.
Take a picture of it.
Kyle gave it 10,000 HP with this.
For the record, I called it. Does not miss.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. Cool. I have a picture of that little bad boy.
Unreal. So what did we decide here? We said that it was 20d6, but tripled because you're in the swarm form, right? And then doubled with the crit damage, so that is 120 d6.
My God.
And then also I have I would normally also do a 1d8 of damage with like the actual leg attack, but then that's 3d8, which becomes an additional 6d8 too.
Excellent.
Plus the ice damage, right?
We need our
Or is that
resident.
I guess
That's
it's
only
delay
with
though.
bone
That's
crusher?
only, yeah,
Bone crusher. Yeah.
We need our resident Balatro expert Scott to do all the multiplication here.
Oh yes, I'm ready.
What are the
I do like to see
multipliers?
the numbers go bigger and bigger when the
That's right.
multipliers come in. It does.
We're
feel
actually going
nice.
to take a 20-minute break as she rolls one
One at a time. One at a time.
One at a time.
We're gonna do them all as tavern rolls. Kyle, go grab
tavern
your
rolls.
D6.
That's right. Kids go through. Yeah, that's right.
That would be amazing.
Just throw on the Benny Hill soundtrack and speed it up like 4 or 5 times as we see him roll all through.
So does anyone want to take a guess? High-low,
No,
like we
I
did
have
last
no
time?
idea. I have no idea. I can't even fathom.
It's.
Hold on.
I'm gonna
the
say
number.
420. Blaze it.
Okay.
I was gonna guess
400.
400.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Mine's-
Scott's actually pretty close.
I was gonna say 380.
Well, if you said it was between 420 and 400, then I'm gonna say 410.
I'm gonna say 500 because it's Becca.
409 because she's cleaning up the battlefield.
Oh wow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like it. 444 damage.
Oh.
So that's for my reaction. And then I've used my action and my bonus action. But I'm.
Here's the thing. Use that. You plummet down from the sky with your swarm with you. You know, you teleported up there along with your swarm, all these beefy big legs, and just it is like frickin' arrowhead of beings that just.
It's like
surge
Helldivers.
down.
Just-
Yeah, it's like Helldivers. there's wind, there's fire. I don't know why there's fire. Some of them were on fire because they got hit by that
I
last
shot some
attack.
fire up at there because it looks cool.
You see the crab AI tank look up and it just wham, and it is just decimated. There's smoke everywhere, steam. It takes out the walker completely. I mean, doubles the damage on what it even had on its HP, and just decimates it. And there's a huge crater where you're at. It starts to sink down. You're able to get up on solid ground, and there are not even AI within your 10 feet reach at this point because it just created this massive crater that just took out this circle of sentries.
Oh, Salvador. Oh, Salvador.
Superhero landing!
Did that use your movement?
Only half of it.
Okay.
When I switch. Well, actually, it's only. I don't know if it's actually half anymore. Let me read real fast just because my movement went up with my legs.
I think it is.
So I can't
just
remember.
15 feet of your movement specifically when you swap as an Echo Knight, which is obviously normally
15 feet.
half.
Yeah.
It is 15.
That's crazy
It's
if
just
it's
15.
static and
It
not
is
just half of
15.
your movement.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
That's
still have
wild.
30 feet of movement then because I have 45 feet of movement with my legs.
Okay.
That sounds weird. Hydraulic legs. I really need to add.
Wait, how much?
How much movement do you have with your hands?
Yeah. So I have 30 feet of movement that I can take.
Okay, because you look and you can see some AI sentries around that you can use those attacks on. That would be close enough where you would be able to charge forward with some more mutants as this like surge of attack happens. You see that their eyes flash, and you do see about 100 feet away, like coming out from the side of one of the buildings, a large, just classic tank with a huge cannon on it, about 100 feet away from you, kind of turning the corner and looking your direction.
Okay. I'm just going to use my remaining movement then to move directly towards that.
Okay.
Play chicken with a tank. So I'm just going to move 30 feet towards just barreling down well, actually, I'll move 55 feet. I'll use my long jump, which only takes half of my action. No, wait, half of my current movement. So yeah, I'll move 55 feet towards it with just a long jump directly at it.
So you move 55 feet toward it, is what you
Yep.
said? Okay.
Yep. Leaping
Gotcha.
towards
I was just
it.
trying to figure out, if you could get to it, as I was confused for that.
No, I think it's 100, right?
Okay.
Away from me?
Yes, it's 100 feet.
I'm very much regretting not giving Hugh a couple of drugs before all of this started.
I wouldn't have let you give my good boy Hugh any drugs, any more drugs.
Listen, you don't know Hugh
watch.
anymore, okay? Hugh has grown. Hugh has expanded his world.
Hugh has to go back to his cozy little cottage life or something after this, okay? I can't have him being addicted to future drugs.
It rolled poorly on its initiative, so you will be going first next time we come around to you. But it is not.
The new
part of this
tank. I
round.
gotcha.
Yep,
Okay.
the new tank. Mtiro, floating on the surface of the water, you see the prison sub floating there. Ben's submarine near it, and the octopod submersible on top of the submarine. You see it lock on to Ben's sub, and your attention is drawn to something else, something strange. A wave of movement heads your way, something massive just beneath the surface of the water. A gargantuan vehicle rises up, which can only be described as a floating tank, with a huge railgun on top and a single red eye staring straight at you. Mtiro, roll initiative.
Sick.
Come on, baby.
Let's get railed. Ooh, nat 20 on my initiative, so 23.
Oh my goodness. Keep it up.
baby.
Oh, wow.
Mtiro, you go first. It rolled a 20.
All right. Whew. Yay, going first on this.
The big ass tank.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the fuck Mtiro's gonna do against the tank.
Just do 444 damage to it.
Oh, yeah, easy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just do that.
All right, so it's just my turn and there's a giant tank in front of me?
Giant tank barreling your way, yes.
Okay, barreling my way. And that tank is not classified as any sort of creature.
The rules bend a little bit when it's an AI in charge of it, but it would be. I guess it depends. I don't know.
Is it susceptible to dissonant whispers?
Yeah, because this is gonna screw with its thinking process, its connection to Hihachi. It's gonna screw with it. So yeah, you can use that.
Instead of doing that right now, no, fuck it, I am gonna do that. I am gonna cast. I'll do the other thing next turn. I am gonna cast Dissonant Whispers at it, and I'm gonna cast that shit at 3rd level, because why not? I think it's probably gonna succeed anyway, but if I can get more damage, then that's good. So Mtiro sees it coming toward him, and yeah, that smoke that's pouring out of his gills and his mouth and his stomach mouth just starts to really like coalesce around his feet as he whispers, just, you know, "You disgusting, despicable AI, you rob these people of everything," and shoots out a big, smoky wave of tendrils at it, and it has to make a wisdom saving throw of 15.
The mutants around you like garble and whisper in the same way. It's just this huge like that just like exudes from you and from the iceberg.
Got some fucking smoke on the water right now playing.
What was the saving throw?
It's a wisdom saving throw of 15, so I feel like it's probably going to succeed.
It did succeed, yes.
But it will still take half damage on that, which it's normally 5d6, so triple that. I guess it won't be a Becca fucking roll, but you know,
so 15d6.
15d6 halved, yeah. Let me just roll this in D&D Beyond. I don't have time for this. That's all. I've seen a lot of 6s and 5s and 4s. That's pretty good. 57 damage, so half of 57.
Nice.
So, the hell is that? 28? Yeah.
Okay. You just see it like the light, that red like eye just like flickers for a second. It's still barreling forward towards you, but you can see it like has a, you know, small hitch in its movement even as those whispers hit it. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
It's headed toward the iceberg that like I'm on right now, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how far away am I from the submarine people?
You're pretty close. Yeah. So the movement in this area is not so restrictive, but you look out and you're within 60 feet really of that area.
Of like the Ben biofuel sub?
Yeah.
Okay, can I just phase step onto that, over to that sub, since I have phase step now as a bonus action, since my movement's already like expanded?
Are you trying to draw its fire onto us right now?
No, the rail's just trying to get out of its way, thinking of it like a bowl, but I guess this isn't
just
reality.
To be clear,
so it's
it
going
is
to
a railgun that is aimed at you.
It's a
like
railgun that's aimed
the
at
railgun.
me.
Yeah, like the
All right, well
guns
then
on
I just
top are
fucking
just
face step
be
down
clear.
into the water. I can
Ooh,
breathe underwater
cool.
anyway. Just go straight down, like 60 feet down.
sick. Okay.
Deep into the murk.
So you submerge down into the water.
He's consulting his notes.
Vastly prefer that to you guiding this giant railgun to the people that have to infiltrate the sub.
Well, I want you guys to help me kill the thing. I'm not going to solo this tank, first of all.
Well, there's still a separate entity, the big octopus AI,
Very
right?
true.
Oof.
Yeah, we
You
got
can
our own
see-
problems.
Yeah.
So the fortress moves toward you and submerges into the water. And it can't use its railgun, but it does have two other torpedo guns.
Good job, Scott.
Cannons that it can use. And so it is going to fire on you. The first one is a 29 to hit.
Yeah.
And
What's up with you rolling 29s against us, man?
Without nat 20, which is wild. So.
Yeah.
14 points of
Okay.
piercing, which is down to 7 for you. And then the second one is a 16 to hit.
You're going to hit him, Tiro, basically every time. My AC is 13.
Oh, squishy boy.
And
Yeah.
22 down to 11 points of piercing damage for you.
all right, that's fine.
And then it has a third attack. It can
No, it doesn't.
got 3. It hits with another 29. So
What is up with this? This is not very Kyle.
this is 25 down to 12.
Oh, they keep all just getting higher, too. I don't really appreciate that.
There's a lot of 19s getting rolled over there, and I'm not appreciative of it.
This stuff is like happening like outside of a reasonable range of us, right?
Have we surfaced within biofuel? Can we witness this happening?
Yes,
Well, now
you're
I'm
witnessing this
underwater.
happen. Yep. So you
Well,
are
I guess
witnessing.
some of it was above water, some of it was.
Yep, you are witnessing this happen. So if you had a reaction that you could use or something to that nature, at this point you could. But it's he's in kind of a separate initiative than you guys are.
Okay.
So it's not.
So only reactions
Yeah.
are acceptable? Okay.
right,
Sorry,
yeah, 'cause
Matira.
it's not your turn. Anything outside of your turn, you could help
It's
him
fine.
with. But
I'm not concerned at all, guys.
Say, Vyper, keep your powder dry.
I didn't even do
Great.
my good turns yet.
Yeah.
Namby, you fly above the mutant forces below, and you see Hugh engaged in a fight, and he crests the sky above you and smashes down on this crab
Briefly
tank and
waves.
explodes it. You look to the water and see the submarine sitting on top of the surface, and we're able to see Tiro kind of slink away from this massive tank that is floating on the surface of the water. And you see the submarine crew nearby with the octopod on top of the prison submarine. And then you hear a sound above you. And this gargantuan plane with two large fans embedded in its wings descends from the clouds above. A single red eye in the front of the plane looking at you. Namby, roll initiative.
Okay.
Come on, Namby,
I
I
didn't see
believe in
this
you.
coming. Oh, that looked good. You look like you did really
It looks
good,
real
Brooke.
good.
It looks
Brooke.
really good.
Very, very
And we
confident about that look.
decided that, we ended up with that Hugh cannot teleport up with the emboldening bond, that protection feature, while he's on the land and you're in the air
Correct.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, well,
have
it's
to be
kind of
on the-
separate look, kind of
on the same level.
levels. Yeah, so you are in the sky right now. So,
Yep.
what'd you roll?
I rolled an 11.
Ooh, it rolled a 13, so just barely beats you.
I have a +5. I never rolled.
Dang.
I should have
Well,
given
he said
all
that
of you
these have-
drugs. I should have given all of you drugs. All of you should have taken drugs.
Namby, this kind of vertical takeoff and landing, this like plane that has these fans on its wings, flies at you, and it is going to shoot a few missiles. Out
Question.
at you. Yeah.
Did it start its turn in my Spirit Guardians?
It did not. It's still
Okay.
fairly far away from you. Yeah, it has to
Alright, I
be
just
within
figured
like
I'd
15 feet of you, I think, right? Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
15
not
foot
within you
radius.
right now.
Cool.
Fires with 2 missiles. The first one is a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
18 points of piercing damage down to 9 for you, plus
I don't like that.
10 points of thunder damage. There'll be 10 points of thunder damage as it boom hits you, hits part of your swarm, and takes out a few of the mutants. That's the first missile attack. Second one was a nat 20.
I knew that's what that face was for. I knew it.
And so the piercing damage on that, the nat 20, only 16 down to 8 for you, piercing damage.
Cool.
And then the critical thunder damage is 15.
Ow.
And then it flies past you, and it moves past you. It doesn't get in range of your Spirit
Guardians.
Spirit
Yeah.
Guardians. But its fly speed is pretty ridiculous, and it flies down toward the mutants on the ground, down to where Hugh is. And you see, Hugh, you can hear this thing coming. It's big, like plane coming, and you see it just drop a couple canisters from its kind of belly. Drops a couple canisters, which hit the ground, and then this tidal wave of fire just whoosh, just spreads, and just like a tsunami of fire just hits and goes against you and the mutants. This napalm that this plane
Silvery
has now
barbs.
dropped. That's a it's a saving throw. So this is a saving throw that you have to
Okay.
make, Hugh.
Dex one.
Yep.
This is one of my lowest stats.
Hey, Hachi ain't playing around.
Yeah, she's pissed. It's another 18, so I don't know if it's the same save.
19.
He did that on purpose. He raised it.
I should make him say it first next time.
And so you fail on this. And you take 24 points of fire damage. And on the beginning of all of your turns for the next minute, you will take 3d6 fire damage as this napalm is on you.
Yeah, I love the fire
Hugh
damage
does not
blocking
like
my
fire.
regeneration feature. That's cool. Cool. It's almost like the person who designed this knew this.
And that is the
Okay.
ship's turn, the plane's turn. Namby, you can get to it. You know, you have a ridiculous fly speed as well. But what would you like to do?
Okay. Is this ship an AI, like one AI?
I'm not sure that you know that, but you're saying if this is like, is this ship an individual or is this
Right,
just
like if
part
a
of
spell-
Hiachi?
If a spell were to target like a creature.
Which spell is it?
Thinking command.
That could work on this. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything directly below it?
It's now over the battlefield, and so if it fell straight down, it would hit mutants and it would hit AI as well.
I don't love that.
Did you have it go straight into a building?
Yeah, but I don't know what one word. Dash?
What about
Flee? I guess flee. Flee works.
Might be a good idea.
Target must succeed a wisdom save or follow the command on its next turn. So it just burns one turn for it, essentially, I think, is how that spell works. I think that's still pretty worth it, though. Yeah, I'm going to fly down and join it, and I'm going to cast command. So that is a wisdom save 15.
It fails.
Yes.
It had
Flee.
advantage too. It fails.
And I point far away.
Okay. And it has to do that on its next turn. Mm-hmm. Cool.
It starts slapping the base.
It is now in your space, right? You're right next to it.
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
so.
Cool.
I mean, I have a range of 60 feet, so I don't necessarily have to get right next to it. I probably want to be by Hugh, honestly, if I can. if they're
I'm like,
nearby each other.
I just got napalmed, so
yeah.
maybe don't, because they seem to be real mad at me.
Well, I can still fly near you and not be in the napalm.
Okay. So you fly down toward Hugh.
Yeah.
It does get to use a legendary reaction or legendary action after your turn because it's not technically its turn yet. So it's going to use another rotary cannon attack or use a rotary attack. One of its machine guns to hit you.
Okay. I guess I do want to stay by it because then technically it would start its next turn in my Spirit Guardians. Okay. So I want to do that so that it takes my damage.
Okay. Right. The 24 to hit on that.
Yeah.
Do you have to make concentration checks on all these too?
Oh yeah.
Oh, fair point.
You did make those. I thought about that before I rolled the originals.
So that's been what? 3?
I thought about it before I thought. So
it's only been like 2 hits, right?
I think you only got hit twice.
3 now.
This will be.
You got hit by the missiles, and this will be the 3. So let's roll 3 concentration checks, please.
Kyle, are you tripling your damage roll too? Because then wouldn't that like make concentration effects be like almost impossible to
I'm not
make?
tripling any.
Oh, okay, because I know like we were tripling ours, so I didn't know if you were also doing that.
Yeah, these aren't swarm monsters.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
I'm not.
Gotcha.
Luckily, all of the AI, despite the fact that they are acting together, are acting independently.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think maybe I did it. I rolled a 19, a 16, and a 17.
Woo. Yeah, that'll do it. I didn't do more than.
Damn!
I don't think any one hit did.
The crit.
15. Yeah. The crit was 15 plus 8.
Yeah, but those were two.
It's one hit.
Are those 2 rolls?
One hit, but 2 like
Yeah, how's that?
I think it's a damage type. I would count it
but
as
15 plus 8 would be like 23.
23. You still cleared that.
So yeah, I still clear it.
Supposed to be half. Yeah, you're good.
Cool. So you're still concentrating. That was 15 down to 7 points of piercing damage from its rotary cannon on its legendary action.
Okay.
Anything else for your turn? I think that's it. Yeah, you did that after.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I still have my spiritual weapon up.
Oh yeah, you got your bonus action. Yeah, slam it into it.
That's only a 13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
Never mind. That's my turn.
Spiritual weapon, you try to hit it and whiffs, and some of the your mutant friends come in and just try and stab at it, and they can't get in through the hole of this giant ship, this giant plane. Submarine crew. Ben drives a submarine to the top of the water, flies out of the water, and you guys are on the top of the water, and he transforms and lands on top of the prison submarine. You guys are all standing on top of the prison submarine at this point, and you watch as the octopod submersible like turns its head, its big glaring red eye directly at you. Behind it is the hatch where you need to get to, and you guys are distance away from him, 25 feet away from that giant, this huge, massive octopod submersible. All of you roll initiative.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna give Vyper advantage on
Thank you.
her initiative.
From 4
Using
to 7.
Vigilant Blessing.
Much appreciated.
Very good.
Kitty, what'd you get?
21.
21
Hey,
and
look
Paolo?
at that.
22.
22.
Oh. Okay.
And Lad, you also did great, right?
Yeah, I got a whopping 7.
Oh.
Paolo, you are up first.
So we've got hatch 25 feet away, giant octopod monster.
The octopod monster is 25 feet from you. The hatch is 40 feet. The submarine width, just to get you a perspective, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet across is reasonably what you can stand on.
Given the fact that I can, if I draw my weapon, my katana the first time, and attack with it, shove whatever I hit, if I hit it, 10 feet, could I push it off the submarine surface and into the water?
I don't. It probably has to be a large size, or can you? Is that a?
There's a. If it's big enough, I mean, how tall is this thing?
It's huge. It's
okay.
15
Then no.
feet tall,
Then, yeah,
15
probably
feet
not.
wide. It's got 8 appendages, 8 tentacles basically. So I don't think that it's going to be able to work for that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Paolo's 6'3". He's not going to be big enough to move this thing in any meaningful fashion. That's fine. So in that case, he's going to sprint forward. He's going to fire his micro SMG from the hip, automatic, which means he's going to fire a disadvantage. But he's going to use his bonus He's going to use his bonus action to fire up an ampule of grind, which gives him an extra 1d4 to attack rolls for 1 minute. And one time during an hour period, he can get advantage on attack rolls. He's going to negate the automatic feature of his SMG, which means he gets to attack instead of 2 times, 3 times for 1 attack as he's approaching this octopod machine. 19 for the first attack.
That will hit.
17 for the second attack.
Yep, that hits.
And ooh, nat 20. All right.
Nice.
Nat 20 for the third attack. Spraying out rounds. He has an electromag. He's got a shock mag plugged into his SMG, which has an additional 1d4 damage per attack to mechanical or electrical beings. On the first attack, it's 12 damage.
Okay.
The second is another 11 damage.
Okay.
So this is the double damage
crit.
here.
Give us that crit damage.
So 26 damage on that one.
Nice. And you're running up to it with this SMG firing at it. That's what happened there. Just
and what he's gonna try to do is he's just gonna he slides his selector back. He lets it rip as he's running up, and as he's approaching it, he's gonna try to get underneath it. And because it's so large, he's not gonna get past it. He knows he's not gonna be able to get all the way past it with his movement speed. But he's gonna try to get as far underneath it and toward the hatch as he can. Try to turn its attention toward it. So he's firing into the underbelly as he runs underneath it.
Okay, sure. Because it's got an octopus thing up, I'll let you be underneath it. And so you fire, it puts up one of its tentacles to try and block some of the damage, and just your bullets sneak underneath it and hit it right in the face of this giant octopus AI, and you slide and you're underneath it and fire up against it underneath, and
so that's one attack. I get another.
Oh, what? Oh, geez.
Yeah. So because of it's automatic fire plus an additional attack because of the SMG. And I have one more attack with the sword. With his katana, he's got it across his back, firing up into it, and he's gonna leap up and try to as he's sliding underneath it as it crouches down. He's gonna draw his sword and try to drag it along the bottom of this, to try to see if it can divide the metal along the base of it. Oh dear. How's a 10? How's a
10 does not hit.
No,
you slide through and you just can't
fair
get
enough
enough force to cut through the metal. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay.
You looked really cool doing it.
It looks sweet. It just didn't get all the way there.
Sparks. Thematic sparks came out, yeah.
The back of this submarine has this big, tower fin that comes off of it, and you all hear a gun click into place as it's going to use a legendary action on its deck gun. And I'm going to roll a d4. A 1 is Ben, 2 is Paolo, 3 is Vyper, 4 is Lad on who it's going to shoot at. And actually, it's just going to be the 3 of you that are back there because Paolo is underneath the octopod. It's not going to try and shoot at Paolo.
All right,
so it's going to be one of you 3.
Can I have put on my mage armor before all this?
Yes.
There's no way you hadn't, yeah?
Yeah, going into
that's
this.
Gonna be
I just never spoke
and
it.
So, Lad, behind you, you feel some bullets headed your way from this deck gun.
That has a 21 AC, doesn't he, or something like that?
Can I see this? Can I silvery barbs
Lad has
this?
an insane AC.
You can see
Yeah.
this. You can silvery barbs it.
It's getting silvery barbs if it hits. I'll tell
Okay,
you that much.
if it hits. That is a 24 to hit.
Silver barbs.
Silvery bar.
That does hit.
And I give advantage to Lad with it as well. Maya, look out!
And that is a 20 to hit.
That does not hit.
It doesn't hit?
Wow.
What I'm saying, Lad's AC is crazy.
21 AC, BB.
Lad's AC is insane.
Silvery barbs.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
Man,
Great.
Kyle loves
You're my
silvery
boy.
Next up, Vyper, you're up.
All right. Okay. Well, I would like to use Crash on the Octopod. So what that is, as an action, you can cause a creature you are aware of in the same network as you, or an AI-controlled drone, to make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, the target creature or AI is ejected from the network, drone, or vehicle, and cannot re-enter it for 24 hours. So it's intelligence saving throw 14.
Hell yeah, this is fucking metal as shit. If you pull this off, Vyper,
It can't work anymore if it fails. Yeah. It just shuts down.
And with Paolo right underneath it, so
it's fine. It's fine.
He's fine.
It's fine.
He's strong.
I'm very strong. I'm very strong.
you got
It's
a lot of
fine.
metal in you. You'll be fine.
With the power of Christ and drugs on his side, he can do anything.
Right.
Okay, so it's an intelligence saving throw?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Roll as good as me.
AIs aren't smart, right?
They're not, right? Yeah, definitely not.
And he doesn't get advantage on these types of throws because of Yachi garbage, so we'll see. He does. That was me saying he does get advantage on these.
Oh.
I see.
He rolled a flat 17.
Damn it. Oh, this is such a good idea.
And his other one was a nat 1, so you see it start to affect him, and like it's like this like the red eye just like flares, and you can just tell that like it had some oversight and overpowered it to like click into place and to stay where it was. But it does get advantage on those saving throws like that.
How far away is that gun that popped up on the tower?
It's pretty far. It's like
Within 60 feet of me?
it's like 80 feet away. It's 80 feet back. It's the big prison submarine, and that's like 3/4 of the way back from you. So like you can tell this thing is probably like 500 feet.
So I could move at least 20 feet towards it.
You could, yeah, you could go backwards on the submarine.
Lay of the land wise, we are 40 feet, that's how you said, away from the hatch that we want to go down, and the octopus is in between us and that.
Yeah, you are. The hatch is 40 feet from where you're at, and you want to get to the hatch so you can get in, and the octopod is right in front of it.
I'm just gonna grab Vyper on the shoulder and tell her not to move.
Okay.
Okay. I don't have anything else I can do. Well, just kidding. Just kidding. I can put a spectral barricade between us and that gun.
That's a good idea.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Very smart.
Cool.
With my bonus action. So casting that first level.
It's +4 AC, right? Or +2 AC? I don't remember what it is.
I don't believe so. I don't think that's a thing, unfortunately.
So it provides half cover for you guys.
Yeah,
which
it's
will
half
give
cover,
you
yeah.
+2 AC to all of you.
Plus what?
+2 to your AC is what half cover does. So if you're like behind a half cover barricade, then that adds +2 to your AC. That's a
And 2 to your
cool.
dexterity saving throws, according to me
Yeah.
Googling what the fuck half cover does. 2 seconds.
Yeah, save throw.
Oh, I didn't know.
I should
that.
really,
That's cool.
I should
Okay,
really
no,
add that
neither.
to, yeah. I don't have that information on my noggin.
I don't think it comes
Great.
up
So
too
you
often.
so you cast a spectral barrier, which you can still like see through, and objects can pass through, but it's just like this big wavy,
like a force
20
shield,
feet
you know?
long, 3 feet high, 1 inch thick. So yeah, it will provide that.
The Titan wall. It's Titan barricade.
Titan barricade. Yeah. So that comes up across the prison submarine just behind you guys, providing some cover for you. Anything else for your turn?
Nope.
Okay. That gun is going to make 2 attacks. It is the submarine's turn. And so I'm going to roll for who it's going to go for. The first one is, again, a lad.
This is the best person for it to attack. The
Yeah.
person with the
That's
insane
right.
AC.
Yeah.
With now the AC of 23.
Yeah, it's a 30 to hit, though.
Oh, sorry, don't have another reaction for you.
That will do it, surprisingly.
I was like, this thing's not gonna fucking.
So you get hit with 22 piercing damage.
We got that 30.
Oh my gosh. I have rolled 3 times for you, lad. 4 again on this dice. This deck gun hates you.
Dude, he's supposed to read that book I gave him. Stop it.
Yeah.
I know. I just I
Dad, he has to read the book.
And you
This
cast so
one
many
is a
barbs.
20 to hit, though.
That's a miss.
Misses.
Miss. Unreal.
yeah.
Unreal. This deck gun hits you in the back and then just just barely misses, glances off of your armor. What gives you the 20 AC? Do you have like armor on that gives you the extra AC?
I have subdermal plating. It's one of the things that I took
Sick.
from that textbook.
So a gun
and then I've
like-
also got a shield, and then I've also got what's my armor? Mithril plate.
Sick.
course.
Yeah.
So
just the bullets just
It adds
glance
up.
off of you.
I don't have anything. I can't do much damage, but I am very sturdy.
Lad is an unstoppable tank.
Heck yeah.
That is its turn, and it is Ben's turn.
Oh yeah. Ben.
Ben's there too,
Yeah.
guys.
Ben's
Oh, hey,
there,
Ben.
too.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Is there a fight in Fate of the Furious where there's like a submarine and a tank involved on the water or
Yes.
something?
I'm
like
sure.
a frozen.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah,
Thunder
it's
Bat.
frozen.
Feels right.
I don't even remember. Charlize Theron is there.
Sure.
Ben, you see, Ben look back and forward, and he just, he clicks something on his shoulder, and you see this antenna just rise up and start blinking this golden light. And he is using an aura vitality spell. And so it's a healing radius, 30-foot radius spell. And the aura moves with him, and he can use a bonus action to cause one creature in the area to regain 2d6 hit points. So is Lad the only one that's taken damage so far?
I'm still in my temp hit points also.
Okay, so nobody's actually taken real damage yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so he activates that, doesn't have to use his bonus action, and he is going to move close enough that he can get in. He's already close enough to be in your range, but he's gonna go step about 10 feet forward to make sure, Paolo, you're gonna be in the range of his aura. And that is gonna be it for his turn. And then after his turn, the deck gun's gonna make another attack.
Stop it.
This time on Vyper. That is a 26 to hit.
Oh.
Yeah?
18 points of piercing damage on you, Vyper.
Okay.
Jesus.
Viper
And
is squishy too.
Thank goodness for that 30 temp, for real.
Yeah, that's gonna
geez.
clutch.
it is the octopod's turn, and it is going for Paolo because Paolo is underneath it.
Good.
And
I wanted to focus on me.
you see its steel tentacles rise up. It's going to make 2 steel tentacles attacks on you.
That's
First
not
one's an
that bad.
18 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
That hits. You are grappled, and you're going to be taking bludgeoning damage as this tentacle wraps around you and just starts to crush you a little bit. That is 25 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
lot.
Sure is. And it's going to make another attack on you for a natural 20.
What? What is up with you in nat 20s, man?
Well,
Stop it.
That hits.
that hits.
Surprisingly, that's 20.
The nat 20 is going to be... Geez, it rolled bad for the nat 20. 30 points of bludgeoning damage.
That's not 30 double. That's just 30.
That's just 30.
Okay.
And that is the octopod's turn. You, Paolo, you are grappled underneath it. And Lad, you are up.
So Lad's gonna
Actually, before your turn, Lad, it is going to use a legendary action for the deck gun. And so it fires this time on Vyper again. Really liking to stick to the same targets. That's going to hit you, Vyper. That's a 19 on the die.
Barely.
Well, on the die plus whatever it has to hit.
So kind of not barely.
Totally barely.
It's a 35 to hit. So
Holy.
Lord.
Yeah, my mage
16 to
armor
fucking
and half cover is not getting me that far up there.
15 points of piercing damage.
18 again?
15.
All right.
Yeah.
15, okay.
15.
Ooh, there goes all my temp.
You got a not dumpling, casserole too. So
I do.
Bonus action.
Okay.
Pocket
Bonus
castle.
You got bonus action.
Lad,
casserole.
you're up.
So Lad's gonna reach a hand out, seeing Vyper get hit a couple times and cast greater invisibility on her.
Smart.
Nice.
6.
So you are invisible now, and attacking doesn't take that away from you, which is pretty great.
So basically you're invisible, and that lasts as long as I have kept my concentration. So it lasts
So-
up to 10 minutes.
I
1 minute, rather.
I can attack and I won't become uninvisible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Greater
awesome.
You can still be targeted.
Oh my
though.
gosh.
You can still
you
be
can-
targeted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
have
yeah.
disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Lad the goat.
We need to get to this hatch and out from under this gun immediately.
I agree. We gotta get past this guy though. If I can shut him down,
Landy,
that'll take
you're-
a lot of.
Figuring out what your
Disengage
turn
and
is,
run.
right? Lad, it's your turn, right?
So I've got a gun behind me, the little wall in front of me, and then the octopus beyond that. Right.
So behind you is the spectral wall.
Gun, wall, you, octopus. Right?
Yeah. So in front of you is the octopus. Paolo, Ben took a step in front of you. Vyper's right next to you, and then beyond the octopus is the hatch. Behind you is where that deck gun is firing from, and where
Okay.
that spectral wall is.
And we have the ability to go under the octopus. Is that established?
Yes, it's established that you can get underneath it.
It worked really well for Paul.
Yeah.
Worked so well.
Paolo is grappled underneath there right now.
Would you allow me to pick up Vyper and go towards the
It would have to be
octopus?
You would have half your movement speed, but yes, you could do it. It would be just like grappling rules, like
Uppies.
unless you can like make yourself ginormous like Hugh. I think it makes sense that Lad is, or that you would have to. It would take you down to half movement speed.
Okay. My walking speed is 45, so I'm gonna move my full half of that.
I don't know why I didn't take my movement on my turn. I'm sorry.
So 20.
Well, because he told you not
Well,
to, so he could.
I
cast
told you not to, because I
invisibility.
can
Well, that
make
was
you
going the
invisible.
opposite way. I could have at least
So
went
20.
the right way.
So 20 feet gets you right in front of the octopus.
Okay.
With
I just want
Vyper?
to kind of
Okay.
I'll set her down and kind of be between it and her as
Okay.
much as possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's invisible, so it just looks like you're a mime.
Yeah, I was gonna say Lad's doing some
Right.
miming
Yeah.
routine over there. I'm
Yeah.
fucking fighting a tank in the water. Paolo's getting destroyed. Lad's performing.
And then so that's your movement.
Yeah, that's all I can do. I don't have any bonus actions.
Okay. We go back to Hugh. Everybody on the battlefield, you have been fighting these AI, and after fighting them for a round, and this is for Hugh, Namby, and Mtiro, you get the sense that they are tracking your movements better. It's like they're learning where you are gonna make your next move. They are tracking a little bit better. They're gonna have
Shutting
advantage
down.
on any attacks that they make on you now.
Oh shit.
Well, that's bullshit.
Would you say that they have neural net processors?
No,
They
next
are
process.
learning quickly your movements. Hugh, you are up, and you can see in front of you about 50-ish feet is the this giant tank that is kind of rounding around the corner. Behind you, you have the mutants. You are on fire, so you will have to take fire damage. The start of this turn, that'll be 14 points of fire damage that you take as this napalm is just on you, and there's just no way to get napalm off. What would you like to do?
Okay, so he's 50 feet away.
I think you moved 55 feet, so I think technically he's 45 feet, now that I'm remembering.
Okay.
Right?
I am going to use my long jump again to just, like, Hulk style leap across and be on top of him on that tank. Because that can take me 55 feet with half my movement. Then I'm going to take my 2 attacks with Bone Crusher, and then I'm also going to have Echo Attack.
Cool.
Can I roll all of those together, or is there some AI learning my stuff that I need to know about?
No, that effect is that you can tell that they're gonna have advantage to like hit
Okay,
you.
so that it doesn't
like,
affect
it just
anything
seems
else.
like their guns are like trained on you guys now. So
Okay.
yeah.
So there's a 20 to hit, a dirty 20, a 17 to hit, and a 22 to hit.
Yes, those all hit.
Okay. And you said the extra feat is an extra d6 cold damage?
Cold damage with each hit. Yep.
Okay. It's 55 total damage.
Okay.
Attaboy.
Oh, wait, that's not times 3. Sorry. Times 3. 165 damage.
Jeepers. Well, that was your dice rolls are tripled, not your strength modifier.
Okay, then wait. Then hold on. So that's only 126 damage.
Not worth
Wow,
it.
Becca, you should really like pull your weight with this
Sorry.
party.
So you just lay into this giant tank, wailing into this thing with your bone crusher, and your swarm just surrounds this thing and just is battering at it. Anything else for your turn?
How's it looking? Does it look like fine-ish or?
It's not bloodied yet, but it's getting there.
All right, I'm gonna second wind, or not second wind, excuse me. I'm gonna action surge. And I haven't used my bonus action yet, so I will second wind eventually. But I'm gonna action surge first and take an additional 3 attacks. He doesn't like to be on fire. He would like to punish those who made him on fire. So that's going to be a 25 to hit, a 21 to hit, and a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll just wow. It's like you get 6 attacks and just they all hit.
Yeah, of course.
Just of course.
So that's an additional 129 damage.
It's something.
It's looking pretty bad.
It's not nothing. That's for sure.
So I'm gonna do my second wind feature, but
Just blow on it. It'll fall over at this point.
can I triple my second wind feature too for
Yeah.
healing the dice?
Because it's your spawn. It's your swarm doing it to themselves. So like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm getting 28 HP back on that.
Cool. It's gonna back up because to use its main cannon on you. It has to get out. It has to be at range to use it. So it's gonna back up. If you want to use a reaction as a opportunity attack, you could.
I would, thank you.
Okay.
Crit incoming?
Crit
I'm gonna use the
incoming.
baking dice because
Do it.
these ones are my babies. Thank you, Brooke.
It has
Tyler,
been
and
about like
Sophie.
6 rolls since she's crit,
Yeah.
so it's
This whole turn
So
I haven't
it's
It's
time.
heard
coming.
a crit.
It's coming.
so
It's due.
Hey guys.
there it is.
Is it? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you guys brought it. It's yeah.
I don't think I've rolled a nat 20 in like 3 episodes.
I know.
Just
I know.
like
I got one on initiative earlier, so you know, equally helpful.
Roll your
Yay,
crit
Becca.
damage with your.
Okay,
You get that extra
6.
cold damage on it too.
Cool. And then that's tripled. 25 damage.
Okay, it's still up.
Damn it.
It's still up. Just barely. I mean, you hit like one of its treads, right? And it's like leaning to the side as it backs up to try and get to get purchase on you or get an attempt at using its cannon attack. So that main cannon trains directly on you,
And it rolls with
and
advantage.
it is a 22 to hit.
Uh-huh.
And 30 points of piercing damage down to 15, and then 23 points of thunder damage. As this main cannon fires at you and boom, hits you right in the chest. It has a cannon on the side of it. It's a rotary cannon that gets to make 2 attacks as well. And as it's swiveling, it's just tracking your movement. It is, it's gonna hit. That's a 19 on the die for a 31 to hit. Yes. Mm-hmm. So the piercing damage on that is 19.
That already halved or no?
No, 19 halved down to 9. 9? Yeah, 9. And then its second rotary cannon or rotary gun, that is going to hit as well. It's a 28 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle is still rolling like Kyle for a lot of these. Like a 28 to hit on that thing's plus is pretty
It's like a 9. It's like he's rolling like a 9.
Yeah. Kyle solved the problem of not hitting with this one little trick.
Yeah, with one little
trick.
Yeah. 29 points halved down to 14 points of piercing damage. And that is its turn.
Becca, how is Hugh looking?
The swarm is down to 20.
Okay, but you still have your HP left. Okay.
That means you only get double damage on stuff now too.
Yep, I am down into the double. The triple.
Because what is it, less than half?
Yeah, less than 50.
Okay.
The airship above you is going to use a legendary action after its turn. This is the airship that dropped the napalm, and it is going to use a rotary cannon action.
Wait, but this is the one in my Spirit Guardians,
This
right?
one is. Sure.
This one
But
is.
it's a legendary
So it
action.
takes it.
But it's not its turn.
Oh, it's not its turn.
Not its
Sorry.
turn.
I just don't want to forget.
I know, yeah.
This one gets that's a 20 to hit.
Uh-huh.
Which is 24 points of piercing damage down to 12.
Okay. Swarm is almost gone.
So Hugh, you almost take out this massive tank with your swarm, and then the tank just backs up and rips into you and your swarm. Your swarm is dwindling. Very few amounts of mutants left. And you look up and see that this giant airship with the fans in its wings just fires its rotary cannon down at you, and you take some more piercing damage, takes out another one of your mutants in your swarm. And we are to Mtiro. Mtiro, you are under the water. Above you, close, is the giant floating fortress, this floating tank that is submerged under the water, has been shooting you with some rotary cannons. What would you like to do?
Sick. What do you guys... I'd like opinions on this. I guess I'll just ask Kyle. If Calm Emotions allows me to target something and make it indifferent about creatures of my choice if it fails the charisma saving throw. So could I cast that on the octopod and make it indifferent about the people that are on that submarine right now?
It's a charisma saving throw?
It is a charisma saving throw. Says, it has all the Calm Emotions, the very last paragraph for it says, alternatively, you can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice that it is hostile toward. This indifference ends if the target is attacked or harmed by a spell, or if it witnesses any of its friends being harmed.
That would work for this setting. It's not going to be immune to that.
Okay.
You gotta have like a -5 charisma, right? I think so.
I'm like, at least this one is a charisma save. It might not be as good at that as it is at wisdom and intelligence.
This is your wheelhouse. This is your wheelhouse. This is where you fly.
Yes.
We don't know. Does the octopus look like handsome Squidward?
Would it only last a turn though if it sees other
It doesn't
things
matter.
getting
All
hit
we need is a
immediately?
turn. All we need is a turn to get.
Right. I'm just saying it might only last a turn.
True.
But you're grappled, Paolo.
Yeah, but if it
battle
becomes
background.
indifferent toward Paolo, then will
It'll
it not
drop me.
Release the grapple, I would
That's
assume.
right. It'll say,
Yeah.
I don't care about this guy anymore.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Well, sounds like that's what Mtiro's going to try to do then. He's going to
Come
try
on,
to
Zero.
surface up so he can speak, since it has verb. I guess, I don't know if I can speak underwater if I have
You
gills.
have gills, I bet you
Shit
can.
works.
Yeah, you're aquatic at this
You're
point.
aquatic.
You're right.
Your mouth and your belly does the speaking.
Yeah, that's the purpose of your weird stomach mouth. You freak.
So it lasts for a minute. if he fails. It's concentration. It's a charisma 15 saving throw.
Okay. Charisma 15 saving throw.
Yep.
Let's do it. Let's do it on the tavern roll. Let's do a tavern roll.
This feels important.
Tower of Doom.
Since this is an ability that really affects Hihachi's connection to it, it does have advantage to these types.
I hate that. I hate everything about that.
Okay, it's got a +0 to charisma. So
Okay, that's
Come on,
something.
come on, come on.
Roll like Kyle.
14 and a 5. Yes! It fails!
Fucking go, baby!
Oh man.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yes!
That's so good.
You
That's
cast
so
a spell
awesome.
and your swarm does the garbling too. It's just these creatures with mouths in their bellies.
A bunch of bubbles start coming up out of the water and just distract the octopod. Like
It turns and so who are you designating? You have to designate.
I want it to be
creatures,
indifferent. It says I can make it indifferent about creatures of my choice that it's hostile towards. So I just want it to be indifferent to all 4 of those people up there on that sub right now.
Okay, so you do that effect, and you can see the head kind of turn and move, and the tentacles, and then it just kind of relaxes a little bit, lets go of Paolo beneath it, and then it looks at you, Mtiro, and the eye flares and locks on to you, and
Sick.
sees you there. Anything else for your turn?
I will. I'm still going to try, I guess, to swim up to the surface so that I can use my bonus action to throw out a bardic inspiration onto. I guess I can't see Vyper currently. I guess I don't need to be able to see her. She only needs to be able to. No, I won't do that because my motes of potential are visible. So if I cast bardic inspiration onto her, it will negate the invisibility. People will be able to see where she's at because of the mode of
It's a chaotic
potential.
battlefield. I don't know.
So I will. I'm gonna throw one onto Paolo. Then I'll yell it. I've distracted it. Now is your chance, my friend.
Okay,
That's it for
cool.
Mtiro, I suppose.
Nice job.
And you are ending your turn there.
I mean, if I have any movement to try to get behind one of these ice things in the water so that something has less chance of blasting me, but I mean, I think I'm getting hit on these turns. So
No, as Paolo gets dropped to the plate deck of this submarine, and he he sees what Mtiro has done. As a boy, a man raised on the coast, he takes the charm around his neck and he jerks it off his neck and he tosses it into the ocean, hoping that Mtiro can catch it.
oh,
And
so you
says,
make a save to catch it.
"No." And he's thinking in his head, he's like, "May our waters guide you, my friend."
Excellent. Just both of you give me athletics checks to try and throw it and catch it. You
Hell
both have to
yeah.
get a 10 or above
Okay, good.
to
Come on,
catch it.
Mtiro, you can do it.
Or else this is
That's a
sinking to the
nat
bottom.
20.
Dropped it.
That's a nat
You get
fucking
advantage
20,
to this, Scott.
baby.
He got a nat
Yeah.
20. You get advantage
Smacks
to
him
catch
in the
this.
head.
It's coming right at Mtiro.
You don't need advantage. I got a 19, baby.
Yay.
Listen, there's a
catch it with your
connection here,
tongue.
okay?
I catch
There's
his
a
puka
connection.
shell necklace in this
That's right.
Grab it in the air. Incredible. This tank flows in the water and moves and rotates and gets into view of you. The railgun pointed directly at you, and the railgun goes off. And in a 1,000-foot line, 5 feet wide, a projectile shoots out this line of light and hits you. You have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Okay, I can do that. That's good, right? A 10 is good, right?
So you fail. You take 44 points of piercing damage.
But only 22,
Half, though,
really.
right?
Yeah, only 22 though. Now I am
Only
also at
Pocket
half
change.
of my swarm.
It has 2 rotary cannon attacks as well to hit. And that is a natural 20
Yeah, oh, that
on
hits.
the first one.
Yeah.
The damage that is 29 piercing,
Okay.
so down to 14
Yep.
piercing, and then second roll 16.
Yeah, that hits. You could roll a nat 1 on this thing and hit me, I think.
Typical 13.
That is just 11 points of piercing down to 5.
That's not so bad. Still in swarm. That's good.
So the railgun just rips through like half of your mutant swarm, just obliterates them. They're gone. The rotary gun fires out at a couple more of your mutants, and you take a few bullets yourself. And that is its turn, and it is like within range for you, very close, about like 20 feet away from you.
That's how I like it. Good. Great.
Namby, we are to your initiative. The airship on its turn has to flee, right? It failed that?
It sure does, but before it does that, it takes damage.
Okay.
From my Spirit Guardian.
Excellent. Roll the damage for me.
It does have to make a Wisdom save DC 15.
Oh.
It can take half damage.
I did, by the way, just do concentration saves on all of the hits for Mtiro to keep that calm emotions up, and I did succeed. So.
Oh my gosh.
One day I'll remember to ask people to do concentration checks.
I thought about
until
just
then,
not
Scott, you're
doing
the
it,
concentration
but then
guy.
I would be
3
pissed.
separate rolls, my man.
Roll a flat 17 on that save.
All right, well, I
Namby.
rolled 40, so that's half to 20. Radiant.
Cool. Good. The radiant.
And then it must flee. So I think that means it has to dash, right? Like it's going to get like hella far away.
It sure is. It really is.
But it's so fast it creates a sonic boom, and you all take damage.
And it's not halved. 'cause it's
It moves
thunder
so
damage.
fast that another napalm bomb just rolls out the back.
It just hits you.
What to do?
Now Hugh is double on fire.
You see it takes that radiant damage and swerves away from it and just like takes off and starts flying as fast as it can, and goes 100 or 280 feet away.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, it is very far away at this point. It is your turn, Namby. You look down and you can see Hugh down below, very weak. You can see over on the submarine area, you see the octopod engaged with the sub crew and Mtiro getting hit by this giant tank. What would you like to do?
Can I get to the octopus over by the sub?
You can get to the area. I don't think you'll be able to get within melee of the octopus, but you could do a ranged attack because you're in the sky area. You can, with your speed, you can definitely get to that area really
Don't you dare
quick.
attack that octopus.
But you don't attack the octopus.
Yeah,
No,
currently
I'm not
is
gonna
ignoring
attack
all
it.
of us.
You could probably take out the tank, too. It's really hurt.
The tower gun's still up, right? Too?
The
That
what?
one gun is still up, the deck
The
gun,
tower
yeah.
gun, that's behind us. Like 80 feet
deck
behind
gun.
us. Yeah, deck
Yeah.
gun.
That is harassing us with a lot of legendary actions.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to give you guys some cover. And as much as I want to protect Hugh, I know he still has his health and he can kind of bamf out of here if need be.
Get us to the hatch.
I'm gonna go over in the area of the sub, and while I still have my 3 times damage, going to cast a 3rd level guiding bolt on that gun.
Okay. The deck gun? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's 19 to hit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, 19 will hit.
Okay, wonderful. With the 3 times my dice, that's 18d6.
Ooh.
And this
Let's
is radiant
fucking-
damage.
Let's
So,
fucking go, Namby.
Yeah.
This is your radiant damage, and any
Yes.
1s or 2s that you roll on that
Yes!
are 3s since
That's
you
right.
since you cleanse the Temple of Soul.
All right, someone add this for me, please.
Got the
All right.
calculator ready.
5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 6 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3. This is so entertaining. Plus 3, plus 3, plus 4, plus 4, plus 4, plus 4, plus 3, plus 3.
65.
65. Yeah.
I give up at 27.
65 radiant damage. Yes, amazing. That's a guiding bolt.
Yes.
Right.
So I imagine that this like world is very kind of like dim and dark and dreary, and I just kind of imagine like the clouds and like the smog parting, and then just like a strike of bright sunlight coming down on this gun.
Amazing.
No, I haven't seen Sailor Moon, but that sounds pretty Sailor Moon-esque.
Oh yeah.
Namby does a little twirl.
Your swarm like glows with the radiant light as well as you're calling this beam of light down from the sun and just rips into this gun and takes it out. The
Yes!
death gun is gone.
Fuck yes.
I guess you'd be more like a Sailor Sun, huh? Not a moon. Sailor Sun.
If only there were a Sailor Sun. Namby is Sailor Sun. I'm just making it. That's my
It
headcanon.
is now canon.
Anything else for your turn?
I do still have my spiritual weapon up if it can whack at anything.
You have a tank in the water that is engaging Mtiro.
Okay, I'll go for that one near Mtiro then. Ugh, gosh, I keep rolling shit for my spiritual weapon. That's a 12.
That does not hit.
Cool. That's my turn.
Okay, we are back to the prison submarine. Paolo, you are up, and you've been released by the octopod.
Which is apparently ignoring me for the time being. It seems to not.
Yes, it is relaxed. You are released and down on the ground. You can tell that it has turned its attention elsewhere as it looked over to Mtiro.
So as it was squeezing him, curling him up, lifting him off the ground, he's like hacking at it with his sword. And as it releases him, he kind of he just like
Wow.
puts a kiss on his hand, puts it on the tentacle, and runs over sprints over to the hatch, looking back at his.
You do 1 point of bludgeoning damage and it wakes up. You tapped it too hard.
I would do 1 point of healing, and it's my friend now. Is what I use. He hits the ground and he's like waving on his team. He knows the team is behind him. He's the vanguard. Gets to the hatch as fast as he can and wrenches it open. Do I have enough movement to get it open and then get down into the sub?
Yes. So you were 10 feet away from it, and it does open. You're able to wheel it open, and it cracks open, and you can crawl down the ladder and be in the sub. We'll say that takes just 5 feet of your movement as you wheel down the ladder there. You look down the hall, and you can see that it's fairly wide inside the belly of this submarine. You can see that where you've come down, you can see the hallway in front of you has some beds on the side, and then beyond it, you see a couple humans with like uniforms on, and they have guns kind of trained on your position. That's what you see.
Human beings?
Well, you look like
Yeah.
humans too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Paolo drops into this, he drops to the hole. He's got a black steel, 3 or 4 foot long katana in one hand and a completely blacked out SMG in the other on a sling. He drops into this hole expecting to fight bots. And if there are people, human people in this hallway, he's immediately gonna lower everything.
You see a puzzled look on their faces as they slowly start to lower the gun themselves, and then look at each other and then quickly put their guns back up, trained at you. But you do see a look of confusion on their faces.
Are you... Wow, what a weird thing to ask. And he's kind of got his guns, he's like, are you, organic? And he's not sure how to put it, so it comes off really awkwardly.
Take one step and we fire.
You can't just ask someone if they're real, Paolo.
Yeah, you can't ask if they're organic. It's weird.
Take one step and we fire. He holds his weapons up, both the sword, his SMG, shoulders the sling off, sets him down on the ground, puts his hands up and says, do you have any understanding of what is going on up there?
We know what's going on out there. You're an anarchist. You want to release this AI. You want it to take over the world. We have a powerful AI here. You know that. That's what you're here for. We're here to guard it.
These people seem like human beings.
Yeah, that's what they look like. You could roll, just flat, like, perception. That's what it looks like. A couple of humans standing there with their guns trained on you.
Paolo rolls a
Still seem
19.
confused.
19 on perception.
They look human. They look human to you. Your friends looked human to you. You can't tell at this point. You know, are these more AI? Is this, a living, breathing, organic? Hard for you to tell at this point.
The intel we have is that all life has been replaced by AI that looks identical to humans, though.
Yeah, or put them on a separate continent to have them farmed. Or, I don't know what that was. Is that me imagining that?
Anything else for your turn, Paolo?
Yeah. So having set his weapons down and having had them not drop their weapons, this may be a disadvantage because of what he put himself at. But he's gonna grab both of his weapons and slide forward into a slice attack.
So they're kind of far away from you. So they're 40 feet away from you.
Okay, well then, no, it's gonna be SMG attacks against both. It's
Okay.
If I don't know what I'm seeing, it's the enemy, because I have to get to the core. We have to get to the core, and anything standing between us and that is the enemy.
Okay. Go ahead and make some attacks.
Well, that's a nat 1. And a 15.
The 15 hits. The nat 1 does not hit.
Don't do this, but it'd be really funny if the nat 1 you fired and it bounced out and ricocheted and hit the octopus and turned it hostile.
Let's be the worst nat 1 of all time.
Yeah.
Wow, I rolled horribly. Okay. So that's 6 piercing damage plus 1 electrical damage or lightning damage. So
7 points of damage?
yeah, the very close to the minimum I can possibly do.
Okay. Gotcha. That's to the one on the left. Fire the SMG. How far can you get? How much movement did you have left? You used 15 to get where you are.
So I have an additional 15.
Okay. And you want to use it?
That's all I have.
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
That doesn't put me within 5 feet of any of these enemies.
No, they're still far from you.
Then no.
Okay. Vyper, you're up. You are invisible. Held in the arms of Lad as he carried you. Or
Oh, he put me down. Yeah.
took you. He put you down? All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you look up at the octopod is just standing there looking at Mtiro.
So, was I put down like in the same vicinity of where Paolo was when he was held? So am I like the same distance away? Basically, I just want to like map out how far I gotta go to like end up where Paolo is.
Right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 gets you down.
Okay.
Down to the same level of where Paolo is.
Okay. That gives me just 5 extra feet of movement. Well, I book it, I go down, do the cool little like side, I guess, descent along the ladder or whatever.
Yeah,
Holding on.
that's cool. But no one sees you do it because you're invisible, so that's pretty
No one sees you. Oh.
No one sees you do it because Paolo is just rattling off rounds of things that may not be there.
Oh yeah,
Who knows?
they can't see me.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Hang on, let me read this real quick. Pause.
That's to the listeners. Pause.
Yeah, you have to pause the episode right now.
All right, so I'm down there. I see that there is a confrontation happening, shots fired, and I cast Confusion.
Nice.
So, concentration up to 1 minute. The spell assaults and twists the creature's mind, spawning delusions and provoking uncontrolled action. Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range must succeed on a wisdom saving throw when you cast this spell. An affected target can't take reactions and must roll a d10 at the start of each of its turns to determine the behavior of that turn. I've got a list of behaviors here. So that's gonna be a 14 wisdom.
They both failed. 11 and 3.
Let's go! Come on,
Okay.
Vyper!
I guess you roll the d10s to decide on what happens. So
On the start
at the
of their
start
turn?
of each of their turn. Yeah.
Okay. So they are.
So they can't
will be
take
hit by that.
reactions either.
Okay. Good. Anything else for your turn?
Yeah, I want to move away from the ladder so other people can get in. And I've only got 5 feet of movement left. So what
Okay.
directionally do I have to my option?
You're able to step one step closer to Paolo, basically. Cool.
So let me see what else I got, because that's only an action. That was my only 4th level. Ooh.
It was well played.
Well played though, for sure. What else I got? Oh! I take out of my pocket my orblet to let them float around me.
Great.
Yes,
And I
baby!
roll initiative as well, right? Yeah.
It like goes in front of Paolo. You guys are gonna re-roll initiative once you're all down here, so they don't have to roll initiative for Orblet right now. It'll
Okay.
just take it'll just take its turn after your turn for right now.
I always forget about the orblet.
Yeah, it like circles in front of Paolo, and you can just to notify that you're here, that you're down here.
I know Orblet. Orblet and I we're tight.
So if you have a turn that you want Orblet to do, you can take that if you'd like.
How far away are the guys from us? How many feet away?
From you right now, they are 35.
Orblet can move. Yeah. Wait, no, that's blindsight. Oh my gosh. Yeah, speed 30 feet. So I'm gonna move it 30 feet towards them.
Okay, so it's like it's like kind of like right in front of them. Cool. Great. It is the prison submarine's turn. Its deck gun is gone, so it is going to send a homing torpedo at Mr. Mtiro in the water. And that is going to be 2 homing torpedoes. You see, you just in the water, you can like sense something change. You look in the water, you just see this torpedo just directly coming at you.
It's not even worth silver
And,
barbsing one because I know no matter what they're gonna hit me.
34 to hit. So
Yeah. Nearly triple my AC.
20 piercing damage down to 10, and then
Okay.
12 thunder damage.
Ooh. No having that.
That's its first homing torpedo attack.
Uh-oh.
Second one's a nat 20.
Kyle!
I mean,
It's
do you guys think I should silvery barbs that just so it's not a crit?
Yeah.
Silvery
Yeah.
barbs.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck else? I mean, woof. And I give advantage to Namby.
How's a 19 to hit?
19 will still hit, but you know, at least it might not kill me.
Yeah. Okay. 19 damage down to 9 piercing
Okay.
damage.
I am no longer a swarm.
And you take 11 points of thunder damage. That second homing torpedo takes out the rest of your swarm, and Mtiro, you are alone in the water.
You're not a swarm at all?
No,
He's down to he took that 11 points of damage.
I did.
How much
Real
HP do you have
damage.
in general, Jero?
Not a lot. 45,
11's
I'm
probably
down
a-
to 32.
Yeah. You get multi-attacked. You might need to go.
I feel like you honestly just need to go.
Might be time to vanish.
Well, they haven't done the
Ben,
thing yet. I'm not going until they do the thing.
It is Ben's turn. Who on the deck has been
I'll
hit?
get out of this jam.
Who's low? Is Lad, you're low? Are you low on health?
I'm still in temp base or temp.
Has anybody been
HP.
hit on the...
I've been hit, but I'm a little bit below my normal HP, but I'm also not on the deck. I'm below deck.
Okay, he's gonna go down and use his bonus action, the aura that he has. So Paolo's gonna get the 2d6 here. Ooh, you get 4 HP back, Paolo.
Super excited about that.
And Ben's gonna run down there, see the guys at the end of the hall, and he's going to bend over, and the exhaust pipe's gonna come out of his butt, and he is going to shoot his shotgun out of his butt.
So excited.
Fetish is all making sense now.
Misses. He just misses with the shotgun. Just the blast goes all the way around the guy on the left, and misses completely. That is his turn. It is the Octopod's turn, and it is looking at Mtiro. And it is climbs off the top of the prison sub and heads straight for you, Mtiro.
Run away.
That's
Run
it.
away. Run away.
Nothing to be done right now.
It does have advantage on these steel tentacle attacks, and it has 2 of them.
You're underwater, right? So Namby can't even see this.
No,
So
but
20
I
I'm
can
on
get
the
you back
surface,
up.
I think, of the water.
21 to hit.
Yeah.
You'll float up to the surface and I'll see.
Yeah.
Can you use the page as a Can you use the
No,
page
I already
as a
used my reaction to Silvery Barbs that crit. I can't do anything right now.
13 bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and you are grappled.
We're fine still.
And
Everything
the-
is fine. Y'all don't need to worry.
It's all good.
And the second attack. Am I gonna miss?
There's no
A 12 to hit?
It misses!
Yes.
I rolled a 2 and a 4
Nice.
Oh
on the
yes.
die. And you are grappled and just whiffs, goes across the top and misses that second attack.
Oh my god.
And Mtiro, you are still up. I thought that
By
was
the grace of soul.
by the grace of soul. And that's its turn. It is off the top of the prison sub, fully locked in on Mtiro. Lad, you are up.
I am going to quickly go down the ladder to join my friends. We don't know what the effect of the confusion is yet, correct?
Not yet. They haven't went.
Yeah. I am going. Excuse me. I'm going to cast a 3rd level blindness, deafness on both of them,
Oh man.
and that's like con 16. And I'm gonna make them blind if possible.
Okay. The nat 1 and a 6.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah. They are blind now.
Yeah, blind, and they will be confused.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna beckon everyone on. I'm like, they're blind, let's go. And I'm gonna take all of my movement to go as far as I can, which is 45. So
45.
whatever
Yeah.
took me to get down there, then.
You probably have 10 extra.
Yeah,
Only
you're able to get
15.
in front of Paolo. You're able to get in front of Paolo. Excellent. And so we are back over to Hugh. Hugh, you are on the ground, have taken some massive hits from this tank. This tank looks very bad in front of you. What would you like to do?
I'm still in swarm form, so I am going to, it backed up, so I'm going to rush right back to it and just start hammering at it. I'll start with 2 attacks and then see if Echo needs, or potentially save that feature. Okay, so that's 2 17s on the die, which become, 2 25s.
Yeah, 25 will hit.
Wait, 25 hits? That's crazy.
Right. 46 damage.
Yep.
Oh,
that-
wait, but that's not doubled. I did it wrong again. So 50, 71 damage.
Yes, you beat this thing to a pulp. I had 20 health left. And so you just smash into it and take it out. Any special way you want to take out this big, massive tank on the ground?
I think, honestly, like, Hugh is just manic. He has seen, like, a lot of the mutants that look like him dying very horribly with fire around him, and I don't think it's pretty. I think it is just swinging and just, not even really processing what he's doing.
You annihilate this tank, and the mutants around you cheer and holler and surge behind you as they charge forward against the AI sentries. You can see like a walker, like one of the two-legged walkers, kind of like lock eyes onto you, kind of coming from afar. But for the most part, you don't see any big, huge tank come out of nowhere or anything. What you do see coming from the city are more of the AI sentries that can fly out from the buildings straight toward the prison tank. You can just see that a lot of the attention is being diverted to the prison tank. Your gaze looks over there and you see Lad kind of hop into the hatch on the tank and see him go down under.
You mean the prison sub, right? Not the prison tank?
Yes, prison sub, thank you. But around you there are some AI sentries that there is still a battle that's raging on, but no big target like in your vicinity, in your immediate range.
Okay, I think I'm just going to as much as the battlefield allows, I'm gonna start moving towards where Namby and I know Mtiro are. It looks like they've gotten in the sub, but I think to try to get as close to them as possible, understanding that there's limitations with the field.
Yeah, you can, since you haven't used your movement speed at this point, you can run and do your jump like you have been and just leap and land in the water. And you have half movement speed in water. Is that what Hugh wants to do, is start swimming toward them? Towards some of these icebergs on the water?
Are they? Because I use half of my movement technically to do the long jump. So I think if I'm doing it right, I could move 20 normally and then long jump the 55 for a total of 75. How far offshore is this sub?
It's not far offshore, but getting that, you would be able to get into the water where next turn around you could get into close to the action. That makes sense. So you're still pretty far away. If you're trying to be in range of Namby for that protective effect, I think, or the emboldening bond, is that what you're looking for?
No, I was just trying to think if I could get up on the sub itself, so then I wouldn't have to worry about swimming. Was the idea?
You can't leap from the water to the sub. It's decently far out there.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, then I will just get the 75 feet, wherever that takes me, into the water.
Okay. Mtiro, it is your turn.
Sick.
Mtiro, you are grappled by the octopod that has you. You can see the people on top of the prison sub getting into the prison sub, going down deep, and you look around and you can see AI sentries flying, the tentacled small ones, starting to move and take notice and go toward the prison sub.
And how far away is Hugh from me after this athletic maneuver this marvelous feat he just accomplished?
We'll say he's able to get within 30 feet of you.
Oh, sick. Okay, I'm not even worried anymore then. Hold on, I just wanted to... I can't remember what it is about me being slippery in grapples and what that gives me, that my skin is waxy, Kyle.
Yeah, you've advantage to checks to not be grappled, I think, is what it is.
It's irrelevant because I'm gonna face step to you. Getting out of this fucking thing's grapple. Mtiro just dissolves into smoke and then reappears behind you. That is what I want, is that big, beautiful swarm wall between me and anything that's shooting at me. And then Mtiro is going to try to, for just a second, he's going to fumble with he's trying to get out a piece of paper to write something on it. And then he's like, fuck it. And just focuses for a second and just whispers live. And you see fire shoot out of him toward one of the iceberg things that he made previously. And it starts to steam off of it and melt it down into the shape of an ice squid, giant ice squid. And then I'm gonna, just have that I guess, but I can't, since I used my bonus action already, I can't actually command it to do anything yet on this turn. But if it's close enough to Hugh that I can also give any sort of speed bonus on his next turn for starting within 10 feet of it, then I would like to have that. If there are any that are near us in that way.
So for the iceberg to be close to you?
Yeah, if there's one that's close enough that I can have it, just if it's within 10 feet of Hugh, he'll have a speed bonus on his next turn. Or honestly, even if there's one that's within 10 feet of the tank or the octopus, to lower it 10.
Okay. There's when you animated the 3 icebergs, there's a round, and one of them is close to where like Hugh is in the water, and so you guys would be in the water.
Then Hugh gets a bonus of 10 feet on.
Nice.
They really need it.
Can you move the thing, the iceberg? Is that what
I can't move it yet. I'll be able to move it. I need a bonus action, but I bonus actioned with the face step to get out of the octopus. I think it's only action it'll take if I don't command. It's just the dodge action. I think it's one of those deals.
We'll do a scoop Hugh action to get you out of the water. Although, wait, am I no longer on fire?
There you go.
You're in the water.
That's probably
in the water.
Good.
You're still burning. I think water. I don't know if water puts out napalm, but the stat block is that if you fail, you take it for 10 minutes, and there's nothing to like. There's nothing
you
can get rid of it.
Shame.
And so,
wait, actually, I can move it. I'm just reading the item stat block. It takes its turn after mine, and it can move and use its reaction on its own. So I will make sure, I guess, that it moves, and I probably can't like make it a mount for Hugh, can I?
I will allow you to go under the water with the iceberg and move under and rise up above.
Rise up. That's what I
rise
want
you
to
guys
do.
up. Excellent.
All right, good. Yes.
So it goes under and lifts you 2 up
Yes.
on the iceberg. Anything else?
No, that's it for its turn. It's just taking the dodge action, I guess.
Excellent. The floating fortress is going to aim its railgun at you and Hugh in a line and be able to get that angle, so you'll both be hit by this.
Oh, well, that sucks.
And you both will have to make a dexterity saving throw as the railgun shoots this 1,000-foot long line projectile.
Only an 8 for you.
Fuck. Also an 8 for Mtiro.
Yep, so you both will fail on that.
Nice.
It rolled really poorly. 29 damage.
And what kind is that?
Piercing damage.
So can I still
how did
have
that- how
that
did
since I'm
that-
in swarm form, even though it'll knock me out and then I'll still have extra?
We'll say it halves it initially, so
Okay.
29 down to
14.
14. So 14, and so you'll take the damage and then the residual damage from that 14.
Okay.
Is Mtiro down?
Yeah, Mtiro's down.
Okay. Mtiro is down, and Hugh is out of swarm form. It has 2 more attacks that it can make, and it's going to attack the person standing, which is Hugh. And it's going to be the rotary cannon. Going to be a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
17 points of piercing damage, and then natural 20
Yeah.
for 28 points of piercing damage.
Fucking hell.
And Hugh is bloodied.
And that is the end of its turn. Namby, you are up.
No pressure.
Namby, you had flown over to the water area, correct? Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gosh darn it. If only I'd had my stupid emboldening bond up one turn earlier. All right. I'm going to channel Divinity, Balm of Peace, which allows me to move up to my speed, which when flying is 60 feet. I don't provoke opportunity attacks, and if I move within 5 feet of a creature, I can restore 2d6 plus 4 hit points, which is tripled because I am still at 81 out of 100 health.
Let's fucking go!
So can I reach them with just 60 feet?
Yep, you can.
Perfect.
Because
Wonderful.
that's 60 feet plus your regular movement that you could do. So
Okay, that's what I am doing. So 66 coming in. 20 plus 4, 24 hit points to both of you.
Dang.
Is anyone else out on the sub that I can reach? Is anyone else out here, or are they all in the sub?
They're all in the sub at this point. They're in the sub. You look at the sub's direction. You see some of those AI sentries starting to crawl up the sides of the prison sub and make their way to the hatch. It looks like.
Okay. Channel Divinity is an action and not a spell. So if I can be within 30 feet of Imtiro, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on him.
Okay.
Thank you.
So anything trying to attack him will have to make a Wisdom save of 15, and if they fail, they have to attack something else. And that is a bonus action spell, so that's my turn.
Hugh and Imtiro, you see Namby and her flock
It's like a mutant angel in front of me.
I'm
Namby
still
flying
doing
with her
so
wings.
good, guys.
her ear wings flying down, flapping through, and then just all of these mutants like combine together and just heal you guys up, and you're standing up on all three of you on this iceberg, seeing the chaos around you. Since Octopod is in the area now, I'm going to have him take his turn now because the sub people are going to have a new initiative roll. So Octopod is joining at the end of after your turn, Namby,
Okay.
for where you guys are at.
Fuck you,
Because it's right there.
Could I have arranged myself to be next to it so it would take my Spirit Guardian's damage? Or is it still chill? I don't really know
It's
what's
not
happening
chill.
with
It
that.
definitely
It's not chill
anymore.
It is
Okay,
emphatically
can I
not
make it
chill.
take my Spirit Guardian damage then? Can I be 15 feet from it?
You want to use your movement to get closer to the octopod?
Yeah, to
you
the
can do that.
octopus.
Yeah, you can do that.
Cool.
That's fine.
So then it would take my Spirit Guardian damage at the beginning of its turn.
Great. Roll that Spirit Guardian damage.
Okay. Someone add this for me. 3 plus 3 plus 8 plus 7 plus 4 plus 4 plus 7 plus 8 plus 4.
48.
48.
Radiant damage. Thank you.
Solid.
everyone.
Insane. It takes so much damage just from being in the range at the start of its turn. Does it
Spirit Guardians rules.
Does it have to make a wisdom save? Does it get to make a wisdom
Oh yeah,
save?
sorry.
Okay.
Wisdom save 15 or it'll take half.
Okay, let's see. It does not pass. I got a 3 on the roll.
Let's go.
So yes, it just takes that radiant damage, just like eats away at part of its metal, one of its tentacles. It is going to look at you three. It's going to attack you, Namby. It did not like that.
Sure
and
enough.
you are like a swarm, like right in front of it, and so it kind of has to attack you pretty much. That's a 23 to hit.
Uh-huh.
Silvery barbs. Do I have a reaction? Or have I?
Yeah, you went
remember.
before me.
Yeah, I went before you. Yeah. So silvery barbs.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep Namby in a swarm as long as I can.
It misses.
Hell yeah. And
Yeah.
Namby, you get advantage
13 to
on
hit.
the next. Actually, no. Hugh gets advantage on the next thing because he's gonna fucking crit and kill something with it.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Next
Fair.
one, 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I still technically have my advantage from you, Scott, because I
you
haven't done
didn't
an
attack.
attack since then.
Yeah.
That's 22 bludgeoning damage, half down to 11
Okay.
to your swarm. And
I'm still at 70.
the octopod is going to, after attacking you, it's going to get, you can see that the light flares and changes a little bit, and it rotates its head back to the prison sub. It's going to leave your area, Namby, so you can have a reaction, opportunity attack on the
Yeah,
octopod.
why not?
As
Might
it's
as
turning its
well.
direction back to the prison sub, and looks like it's going to go back to that.
And I get advantage on this because the thing that we just talked about. And I rolled so bad.
Oh,
12.
12 will miss.
Yeah.
The octopod is going to move and go to the prison sub. It looks like everything is pretty much directed toward the prison sub, or the attention of a lot of the AI swarming toward it at this point. And we are back to the prison sub crew, and all of you need to roll initiative.
Big ol' nat 20 for a 24, baby.
Okay, Paolo got a 24.
Sure did.
Lad,
10.
10. Vyper,
11 for me.
11. For Orblet?
A 19 initiative for my Orblet. Better than me.
Okay. So I am going to give the 2 guards there, I'm going to give them a turn. That's technically kind of part of their last initiative turn. Just because you guys all kind of were able to get down and engage them. It doesn't, then they were not surprised. They'll be able to have a turn. They're both going to have to roll for this confusion to see what happens.
Yes,
and so
I have it
it's
open.
a D10?
Yes.
Okay. The guy on the right rolled a 4.
Okay. That creature doesn't move or take actions this turn.
Okay, he
Love
just bends
that.
down and he is like, you can't see at all, and he's just on his knees, just not looking like he can do anything. A guy on the left, who's taking a little bit of damage, he rolled an 8.
The creature uses its action to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within its reach. If there's no creature within its reach, the creature does nothing this turn.
The only thing in its reach is Orblet.
Not his own person. Is his
No,
buddy?
he's 10 feet away. He's out of his reach. He's on the other side. He's on the other side of the hall, so he's not within his reach.
Okay.
So
He's still blind though.
Oh yeah, he's got a disadvantage on this. So a disadvantage is a 12 to hit Orblet.
Misses.
Whiffs and
It's
just misses.
18.
Yeah, so that was the beginning of the turn. That was their entire turn. So that was their turn from last initiative.
They can roll to see if they are still blind.
Thank
The
you.
con 16.
The guy on the right, the guy who was totally down, he passed his blindness, so he is not blind anymore. Paolo, you are up.
So Paolo slides down this ladder. What's he looking at? He's got this pathway in front of him, 2 guys in front of him. He attacked one, if not both. Can he make it past them? And if he does, what's beyond that? Like, what?
Since he can, since they had a turn with their initiative, there is another person entering into initiative. You see in the end of the hallway, this hallway, which is about 45 feet away, a door opens. Someone who's a little bit older looking human, a little bit of gray on the sides of his hair, steps through. It's got like a commendation badge on his chest, and he's holding a big rifle. He steps through the door. On either side of the 2 guys there, looks like it's a little bit of like a mess hall. There's like a dining room table there, or just a table, a little bit of a kitchen area.
I can't decide if this is something we're being hoodwinked by or if these are actual real people.
I feel like they're androids, but that's just me.
Either way, they're bad.
Not necessarily. They may think they're keeping Allison because they're the last bastion of humanity. They're the final stronghold of what we used to be. And he's looking back at his team while he's like puzzling this out, and all of it's happening up here. Like, their enemies, their potential enemies, are not hearing any of this. Like, it's all happening along the ley lines between Vyper and Paolo and Lad. And then he turns back to the guy that just stepped out of the doors, the older guy, right? You described him as looking a little older. He's got an assault rifle. And before attacking, Paolo he's got his sword in one hand, SMG in the other, and he starts to hold them up. And he says, "Where were you born?" Directed at the guy that's just stepped out of the
You can
the
roll
officer.
a charisma check to see if you can get him to respond. It's going to be an 18 on charisma to get him to want to respond to you.
So, do I have a reaction? Like, can I apply a reaction to this roll? Because as a reaction, I can use a dose of drugs to help me.
I think so. Yeah, you can use a reaction on your turn. Yeah, that's fine.
Drugs,
It's like,
drugs. That's me, not him, Tiro. He wouldn't approve.
So he's gonna there's a little raised ridge on his right shoulder that presses down into his arm, and the steam puffs out. and injects a dose of Nameless into his body as his bonus action, which gives him a 1d4 plus to his charisma checks, and 1 time per hour gives him advantage on them. So you use all of that at one time. A nat 20, so let's...
Okay, good, so we got it.
A nat 20 for a 21 for that charisma check.
Yes, so you pass it. He looks at you and says, in the thickest Australian accent that you've ever heard, "Fuck off, anarchist!" And he raises his gun up and aims it at you.
That was the thickest Australian accent I have ever heard.
So thick.
That's why I prefaced with it. So it's true if I
But it
say
almost
it.
is like you set yourself up for such like a monumental feat that you had to reach.
Well, I knew that I couldn't do it.
That's
right?
fair.
So I had to describe what it sounded like.
Am I watching Mary-Kate and Ashley's Our Lips Are Sealed? Is that what's
Yeah, I mean,
happening right now?
that's uncanny. Weren't the amusing humans in Australia? Isn't that what Yache said? Eyebrow.
So-
DM eyebrow.
Paolo, with his weapons up, continues to walk slowly forward. Says, I have been to Sydney. It was beautiful. I had lots of beers with friends, maybe of yours, maybe not, but if you're living here, you know what's out there. And if you've surfaced here, you know what's at the core of this thing. We're here to liberate her. But only by liberating her can we get you back home.
I don't care what the fuck you're here. I'm here to kill you. And he just puts his rifle up in a very thick Australian accent.
If that wasn't clear.
Please note how thick.
So-
note from the editor's booth. Very
So-
thick
It
Australian
was described as Crocodile Dundee-esque.
That's not an accent. This is an accent.
This is an accent.
So he looks entirely disinterested in you. It looks like he is there to do his job. You know, that's essentially the vibe that you get from that interaction.
Paolo's done his best to try to convince what might be the last human beings on Earth living here to put their weapons down, but his mission's more important. And so you see the things depress on his arms, and he the steam boosts him forward on a knee, and he slides in toward them. He's gonna use his full movement to get as close as he can toward them to attack twice with his katana. That's a nat 20.
Nice.
And that's 17.
Okay. Both hit.
Okay. I think I have 1d8 plus 3. 22 slashing damage.
Okay.
And because he's drawing it out of his sheath, it's that first slash. I have the opportunity to do an additional 1d6 plus 3. So that's an additional 8 slashing damage, and I push him back 10 feet if he's still alive.
Oh, cool. You push him back. He hits the wall behind. The door closed behind him, but he hits the back of it, and he hits his head hard. He takes another 5 points of bludgeoning damage, just getting shoved against the wall. He's bloodied. You slice into him. You slice his arm. And put a stab into his side as well that just nicks him on the side. But you look at his arm and you can see muscle down to the bone has sliced into this captain's arm.
So if I have an opportunity before the end of my turn, Paolo would reach out with the left hand. His left hand is fully robotic. There's no skin on it. It's clearly mechanical, and grab the front of his shirt and haul him up close to him, because he's face to face. He's front to front. And reiterate, I don't want to do this to you.
Okay. Vyper, you are up.
Well, I don't need to identify what that is because that's definitely human now. I can see that. But it's not actually me that's up.
I'm sorry,
it's my orblet.
Yeah, it's orblet's up.
I'm just gonna send my orblet because I can see through my orblet anyways. I'm just gonna send my orblet down. Now, based off our intelligence, Alice should be towards the front of the submarine.
Yeah.
So where we entered, I guess I would just know like what the front of the submarine goes.
Yep. It would be past the captain through that door.
Okay. I would like to send my orblet 30 feet that direction and be like looking to see if there's any other enemies, any other humans.
Yeah, do you just sense everything through that?
I can see through orblet or hear, but I'm choosing sight, and on top of that, there's the blind sight radius of 30 feet.
Orblet flies through the door and into this next hallway room, and you see something that's surprising to you. You see a lot of controls, lots of control panels, all physical, all analog. This is like ancient technology that wouldn't connect to computers. You know, there's no data port, there's no places to hack into this. This is all analog like that, and you realize that this entire sub is made from this ancient technology that doesn't even use computers to function. That's what's in this next area of the hallway. Ooh. And at the end of this room is a door, a very large locked door with looks to be a combination lock.
Amazing. What is this, like 20s era? What the heck? Oh, man.
So that's Orblet's turn. Vyper, I think it's your turn now.
Man.
Really?
If only Dasher were here, he could blow that fucking safe open.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, as I move forward and I'm passing Paolo, I put my hand on him so he knows I'm there because I'm still invisible.
He knows the touch, though. He knows it.
And
It doesn't have to be invisible. He just knows what that feeling.
If Paolo knows anybody's touch, he knows Viper's touch. That's real.
And I whisper, if we succeed, their lives lost won't actually, happen. And I run down the hallway.
Okay.
Just won't let them know. Like, it's fine. It's okay.
So we'll do your dash speed with that, right?
I need to do that to get in, right?
Get there.
What's your movement speed?
I'm 30.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna move you 6 feet forward.
And that gets me.
That gets you into that room. Yep. That gets you into that room.
But not to the
door
combination lock.
Anything else for your turn, Vyper?
I don't want to say no.
We will move along.
Okay.
Executive decision made.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't do anything.
Lad, you are up. Ben's next to you, but he's looking a little slow.
Oh, hey, Ben.
So, Lad, you're still kind of in the back of this area. Those two guards, they're still like on the ground. They haven't used their any reaction to try and swipe at anybody going by. They're still trying to get their bearings. They're still confused.
Can't use reactions either. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they can't even. Yeah. So, Lad, what would you like to do?
I am going to use my full movement to get into the room and kind of get behind Vyper, let her do her thing, and kind of protect. So kind of facing back towards the other room.
Sounds good.
And I'll take whatever opportunity attacks I need to.
You bump into me.
The captain will be able to do it.
I think I should be able to see you, right?
The captain will be able to swipe at you as you go by. That's a 9 to hit.
Nope.
And is that your turn?
Did it take a dash to get there? If so, then that's my turn.
It did take a dash because you have 45 feet of movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
It took like just over that to get in the room. So if you want to run around the room for a couple laps, you have enough movement. But
Just for fun.
like for
Stay
fun.
warm.
What's your hit point situation, Paolo and Vyper?
All my temp's gone. So I've just got a little nick on myself.
68 out of 77.
I'll hold off then. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. So it's the guard's turn, and they both failed on their confusion, right? So they're still confused. So they still have to roll a d10.
Yes.
So guy on the right who's not blinded, 4.
Doesn't move or take any actions.
Great.
Love
He's still
that.
having terrible time. Guy on the left is 10.
The creature can act and move normally.
No.
But he's the blinded one, so he's still blind. Does he get to make a save? He makes a save after it at the end of his turn.
At the end of his turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he sees you, Paolo, right next to him, and because he has pack tactics, which he gets an advantage on this.
If he's still blind, then it's flat, wouldn't it be?
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's still blind. So just flat. And that's a flat. Or that's a 9. How does a 9 do?
It misses.
Whiff. And that's his turn.
And he can do a con 16 to get his sight back.
He gets his sight back. Rolled a 19 on the die.
They can roll wisdom saving throws as well.
Okay. Highest is a 10.
Nope.
I don't think that's gonna work.
That was a great 4th level. Wow.
Captain, you had shoved him, and then you kind of like did your grip on him, and so you are, we'll say you're still in melee with him, so he can't use his gun. Let's see, what can he do? He's gonna take out a short sword and take 2 attacks against you, Paolo. First one is a 10 to hit.
Misses.
Second one's a nat 1. Swings, misses both times. Ben's turn. He is going to charge forward. 5, 10. Ben has a base 55 movement speed, so he runs up to the captain and
he's real fast.
he is going to use Primal Savagery cantrip, which grease like forms along his hands, and you can just see they're like dripping with this like grease acid now, as he is going to make a melee strike against him, and will hit with a 26 to hit.
Woo! Ben!
And does 11 points of acid damage. And Captain's not looking good. That is Ben's turn. You hear from the back, you hear from the hatch, a sentry make its way into the hatch, and it will be joining initiative next round. And as you look back all the way where the hatch was, this tentacled sentry now into the prison submarine, looking at you with its red eye.
Hate that.
Hugh, Namby, and Mtiro, you are standing on top of an iceberg, and you see as the octopod is moving toward the prison sub. A lot of AI sentries have made it to the prison sub, and we see one go down into the hatch. You can see the airship that Namby had scared away has made its way back last turn and will be coming toward you or the ship, the prison sub. It's coming in close, and it will. You can sense that it's going to be able to engage something, and it's when it arrives next turn. You see the massive tank in the water, this floating fortress with a railgun, within pretty close range to you all. And the octopod submersible is leaving you. The prison submarine, you know, it can make homing torpedo attacks if you are in the water. That is what you see while standing on this iceberg. Hugh, it is your turn.
So let me get this straight. There's there's a tank in the water that can do 3 attacks. There's a helicopter coming that can do at least 3 attacks and has napalm. Oh, and I'm supposed to take napalm damage right now, right?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
What is that? 14? Is that right?
This is what Kyle does when you do 444 damage in one turn.
How much fire damage is the napalm? 14?
I will do
this
it
will
again. It's
influence my
3d6.
choices.
I will say, even though it's bad for Hugh, Imtiro does think it looks pretty cool that you got fire on you right now.
8 points of fire damage.
Okay, we're still okay.
You are out of your swarm form. So is Imtiro.
Yeah.
Namby is still
Yeah.
up.
Here I am. Okay, so
Oof.
If you need a moment to talk together as this is happening.
You guys need to get out of here.
I'm not
Imtiro
going until
definitely
Imtiro
needs to get out of here.
promises to go. Like, there's no freaking way.
Hold your action and tell him, get the fuck out of here, man.
But how can we be sure that it's safe to leave Namby behind? What if everything attacks her the moment we leave?
I
How
don't
much
know.
normal health do I have?
If every one of these
normal?
fucking things targets you, like...
No, I know. That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
I have 70 and then 52. Can I survive a round by myself with 120?
With
I mean, and your
Three.
AC is, assuming some of it won't hit. I mean, everything hit me when I got hit, so that would, I
I have
would
an
be dead if
18,
it
which
was-
isn't terrible, although these things also
They
hit like a
also-
35.
yeah, they're getting, like,
so
fucking
yeah,
huge
Kyle's been wrecking
numbies.
house, so that's like
I
9
could
potential
cast
attacks.
Sanctuary on myself if you leave.
It's just like the way it sounded. If you leave,
If you get out of here,
Get the
I can
fuck
protect
out.
myself.
and I must have faith in Namby's ability to protect herself. Obviously, she is a fierce warrior, the fiercest of us both, it would seem.
The initiative as it is right now is Hugh, Imtiro, floating fortress with the railgun, the plane, the flying plane with the napalm, Namby, Octopod, prison sub.
What? Remind me, Kyle. What is the mechanic for activating the page? Is it an action or bonus action?
I would rule it. I would have to rule it as a spell scroll, as an action.
Action. Okay.
Yeah.
You would.
I'm
Such a
going
fucking Kyle
to.
move. Make it an action. No, I'm just-
I am going to hold my action. I'm going to ready an action that when Imtiro activates his scroll on his next turn, then I will activate mine. And I look at, and like Hugh's eyes are welling up. He feels like he failed the mutants, and it's not. He's like, you have to go.
I will, Huguenot, I will. We did everything we could.
And then he squares up to block. In the meantime, block Imtiro. I know Imtiro is next, but he squares up to take anything that's needed, but is not activating his scroll until Imtiro does.
Okay. On Imtiro's turn, then I assume that you're done. He will first. He's going to give a bardic inspiration to Namby before he does anything. We will be with you in spirit. You must read the paper if you are in even close to grave danger.
Even close.
I will follow as soon as I can. I promise.
And then with because I turned this thing into a living item, I can on my bonus action do a bardic inspiration and command it, and I just command it to attack the fucking octopus until it's dead. So that's what it will do after I read this paper, which I suppose I will pull out my mothership paper and start reading that story.
You pull out the mothership paper and activate it, and the letters shine gold, and a golden portal opens near you with pages swirling all around it. And Imtiro, you step through, and the portal closes. Imtiro is out.
Seeing that, I look up at Namby and say, we will find each other again.
I promise.
And I activate my page.
You activate the page, and the portal forms. You step through, and Hugh is out.
Oh my god, I'm all alone.
Hey, my animated item's with you. Technically, it's its turn right now.
Ooh, this is scary.
What would you like it to do for its turn?
It's moving toward the octopus and attacking it.
Okay. Great. Yeah, rolled some attacks.
All right. I think it really is just one attack. Fucking, why do I even bother trying to do anything? An 11 to hit.
Yeah, one hit. Sorry.
Yeah, great.
It's an iceberg. How does it move? Is it just
Well, I said
floating?
it melted into like a giant squid shape. So it
yeah.
was like an iceberg.
It was trying to flail.
Yeah.
It tried.
Oh, well.
Failed.
All right, here we go.
The floating fortress railgun turns to you, Namby, and fires its railgun
Come at me,
you.
bro.
So give me a dexterity saving throw.
And you've got a bardic.
Thank you. That's an 18, but these have been really high, so I'm gonna roll a bardic. Do I get advantage on that, Scott? If it's a saving
no,
throw?
when you use it for a saving throw, you get temporary hit points equal to what you rolled plus 4.
Cool, I rolled 1.
Sick. So you get 5 temp HP. That's gonna save
Doing
when
great.
when you're up.
That
in a
will
little
save
bit.
me.
Yeah.
But so that, Kyle, that is a 19 total.
You save. The railgun revs through for half of 51, so 25. Halved.
25 is halved?
Yep. So 12.
Oh, sweet.
Jesus.
Yeah, because it's damage that you have as a swarm still.
Cool, I'm at 63. Good to go.
And
Good
then
to
it
go.
makes 2 rotary cannon attacks.
No, it doesn't.
It's a nat 20 on the first rotary cannon.
That's rude. That's fucking
Okay.
rude.
All right.
28 piercing down to 14.
Okay, she's still
Cool.
You don't happen
I'm
to
at
be by
half
my
now.
spectral barricade, are you?
No idea.
No, that's on like the
Does a 17 hit you?
No!
Misses. Fires
Guys,
over
I'm
you.
gonna live forever.
The plane flies in, and as it's flying in, it is going to fire off 2 missiles at you. Flies at you. First is a 14 to hit.
No.
Misses. You dodge past one of the missiles. Second one is a 28 to hit,
Yes.
and that will be 13 piercing damage down to 6,
Okay.
plus 11 thunder damage.
Not halved. Okay.
And it does get 3 ranged attacks, but it now has to use a rotary cannon. So it has to use a rotary cannon as it gets closer to you.
Okay.
And that is a nat 20.
Jesus, Kyle.
It's like your 5th or 6th one.
Yeah.
Well, he's rolling with advantage, I think.
Yeah. That is 38 piercing damage.
Oh my god.
Halved
Halved.
to 19.
Yes.
Okay, I'm still a swarm.
Okay.
Barely.
It is your turn.
Oh my god. Okay.
That was a lot.
Whew,
Hell
Namby
yeah.
made it. Okay. Okay. All
You're
right.
invincible.
You're gonna live forever.
No, that was Brooke. That was not what Namby was thinking. Namby was scared out of her mind. But holding strong, because I think this is kind of a big moment for Namby. Like, she is the person to defend her friends, and like her friends had to leave, and she is still here, and she is facing danger and things that are really scary, and she's freaking out, but she's here and she's doing it. And I think finding strength in that moment is kind of a big deal for Namby. But she can't process all of that right now because she has to not die. So do I get the impression that these things will start attacking the sub if I am not here? Can I? You probably won't let me do this, but I have to ask. Can I cast Sanctuary on the sub? I'm sure I can't. It has to be a creature.
Oh, the prison submarine?
Yeah, no, I can't do that. That's.
Well, I mean, it's not a creature, but like, have we?
I mean, that's what the spell says. You are a creature.
But what if you're like a cool swarm monster?
It's
Yeah,
got
but what if I'm like a swarm?
it's got a stat block. I'm inclined to want to say yes. I mean, it's a vehicle, but in this world, we've kind of just made things creatures that are, like actual AI powered things. You know what? This submarine's different though. It's not that.
Like
so
an
I
AI?
can't-
I know.
yeah,
I was
can't
just hoping
Okay.
you weren't gonna logic through that because you were like, "This thing's
Took me a
analog as
minute.
hell. There's
Took
no way
me
it should
a
count."
Yeah, it's not a creature.
That's okay. I knew I was
Damn it.
reaching with that one.
I got there a minute slower than Scott did, but I got there.
I knew you would if you kept thinking about it at all. I was like, no.
Gosh, and it's an action to leave, and I have to leave. I mean, I don't have that much health as Namby. I can't keep taking these hits. I don't think I have anything I can do that will help them. So, if you will allow it, can I use my movement to maybe get something to follow me, and then I will
Sure.
hold my action?
Give me a
To
deception
you-
roll.
Okay. God. The 4.
Oh, Namby.
They track you, but just the same as they always would track you, and they don't really follow you. The plane doesn't. They just kind of, they follow you with your weapons, but you're not fooling anything to change course. Like the octopod kind of looks back and doesn't seem fooled.
Would I still be able to take at least one attack from them at the distance I'm at if I move like a decent distance away? Basically what I want to do is get one attack to come at me and then hold my action to use the page once I take damage.
I was gonna say, could you hold it to once you drop swarm form or once you hit a certain threshold to read it or something?
I mean, if Kyle would allow it.
If you hold an action to after you take damage, but when you take the damage, you're probably activating an effect, or you just want to get hit one more time?
I just wanted to take one more hit. That's
rather
one more
than the
hit off the
submarine
sub.
getting hit. Yeah.
Yep. That's good. I like that.
Okay, I will do
good.
that then.
Cool.
I do have a bonus action. Can I do a bonus action and then hold an action?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have my spiritual weapon up. I'm just gonna hit the octopus. I have rolled so many dang 5s on this stupid spiritual weapon. That's another 12. Okay, I'm just standing here waiting for them to hit me.
But it was a really cool moment of like self-realization, even though you didn't want to do anything.
I'm
But
doing it.
was-
I'm standing here.
This was someone
I'm
who
being
didn't think they
brave.
could even jump across an alligator pit in the first episode, and now
look
look
at
at
you
you
now.
standing down an AI like army.
Flying in the air,
Yeah.
staring down a bunch of monsters that are about to try and hit me.
and taking the hit like a hero.
Yeah.
The octopod swims toward the prison sub.
He takes an opportunity attack from my
Yes, he does.
guy.
He does
All
it.
right,
Yeah.
this bugger's gonna hit. I believe it.
Get him.
Okay, does an 18 hit?
Yeah, 18 hits.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
We're gonna do
Go ice
something.
squid.
Okay, so that's 11 force damage.
Sick. Okay.
So he's dead, right?
Hits it as he goes away. And the octopod makes its way to the prison sub, climbs on top, and then one of the arms tentacles detaches and like spreads out and like crawls down into the hatch as well.
No.
He had 10 feet less of movement, if that matters at all.
He has 90 feet of swim
All right, I didn't think it
speed.
would, but still.
It's nice to ask,
Yeah.
Okay, we are back to the prison crew, the sub crew. At the top, Paolo. Paolo, you are engaged with this captain. He's looking pretty bad. Ben is right next to you. The rest of the crew is through the door behind the captain in the next room.
Are we looking at what past this captain looks like the bridge? Looks like the control center of this boat.
Yeah, it's like you would, if the door swung open a little bit, you'd see a lot of controls in the next room, like seemingly controlling parts of the sub.
All right, Paolo's past caring about feelings now. So he's gonna if he's got this captain in his left hand, he's gonna stalk forward into the bridge, dragging the captain by his uniform into the bridge, and make room with his sword, kind of backing people out around him, giving him some space, and he's gonna not throw the captain down, but just set him down in the middle of this, and bend down onto one knee, one mechanical knee, and like haul him close. And he's going to impress upon him again. Sword here, hand here. We can do this one way, or we could do it another way. We're here to help you. Help us. And he kind of looks around at all the apparent human beings on this bridge. Help you.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh, baby.
Looks at you and he's assessing the situation. He looks pretty bad.
Got a +4 to a 15 for a 19?
Woo!
He drops his sword, puts his hands up.
So at that, Paolo, big old katana in one hand, like at his neck, slides it back into the sheath on his back, opens his hand up. Everybody can see, empty hand, and kind of like props him up on his feet. Like an adult might do to a 3 or 4 year old, just like, boop, up on your feet, there you go. Because, Paolo's an android. He's got far more strength than these human beings who have been here for the last 100 years, 175 years. Just like, boom, pops him up on his feet. And then stands up with him and kind of pops him on the shoulder like, good. We work together now, yeah? Because I don't want you to be living the rest of your life in this sub, and I don't want to be living the rest of the life in this. Gesturing at himself. And he points to Vyper and is like, just let her do what she needs to do. You tell us where Alice is.
She's invisible.
She's very true. So points at a completely invisible person. Is like, you let her do what she needs to do. You tell us where Alice is. We'll figure this all out, okay? And he's gonna kind of nod at Vyper and ask her to decloak.
Why? Why?
We need to be impressive right now. We need to gain allies. We need to gain people on the sub to our side.
Okay. I decloak myself.
Who are you, mate? What the hell is this? I think, so, like, at this point, he's given up. I don't think he's going to be able to give up any more information, like, at this point. Like, not an additional persuasion roll. But I think just, like, you guys, since you had seen, like, the schematics of the ship, you know that it's, like, you do know where she is. Like, she's, like, had, like, front ahead. So if Paolo's, like, looking for, like, more information to, like, see to find it, or he suspects it's a trick, then that's one thing, I suppose. But you do have intel on where she is.
Okay. I guess he's mostly looking for an assertion or an affirmative statement from what might be the last human beings on this planet that they're not going to backstab him.
I had him roll insight. He rolled really low, so he still isn't questioning what.
Oh, good.
He's not really understanding. He's not really. He's not getting anything from this.
All right. At that, so Paolo's going to direct Lad and Vyper, who are behind him, to like head that direction, head to Alice.
Mm-hmm.
And Paolo's going to kind of like present the front. Like, you're talking with me now. If you want to get past me, if you want to cause any problems, you're going to have to go through me. But he's going to make way, like he's paving the path for Lad and Vyper to go behind him to find Alice.
Okay. So yeah, you are in the control room then. Captain and the thugs are just confused behind, and that's the end of your turn. You hear a crash as the AI sentry drops down through the hatch and starts flying toward you through the bottom of the hatch. It's gonna just use a dash action of 60 feet of movement to get. Let's see how far that gets you.
Hate that.
I reactivate invisibility.
It crashes with that 60 feet of movement. That gets it right inside the door and bursts in right behind you as this AI sentry, the tentacled one, is right there, ready to attack, but it can't do anything else on its turn. Well, actually, it does have a bonus action. It can attempt to grapple a creature
Sick.
right next to it. So it's going to try and grapple you, Paolo. That's a 12 it got. So you have to beat a 12 with athletics or acrobatics.
It's a 13 base before any of my bonuses.
Cool. You
so
pass.
we're good. We're good.
So it tries to grapple you. You're able to get the tentacle off. It is Orblet's turn.
Orblet's just gonna help action Vyper when she gets to the combo lock thing over by there.
Okay, cool. Next is a long tentacle that crawls down the hatch and starts crawling, making its way. It can't get all the way to the door, but it gets about 10 feet from it. And it is your turn, Vyper.
Excellent. So I immediately go to the lock and use my hacking tools that I've never used for this type of non-technology before. But hacking tools are hacking tools, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They are. You have heard about opening safes. Maybe you have a couple times before, or this type of lock on a door. But it is... with your skills, you try to put together what you can. It is a DC 20. You do get a DC 20. It's not harder than that. But that's what we're looking for.
And I'm getting advantage because my Orblet's helping me?
Yes. Orblet's listening to the clicks as you turn the dial.
Is there any other way any of us can help her in this moment?
Unless you got a bardic or something, something that can add to an ability check.
Yeah, I could give guidance, but we're in initiative, so I can't.
Okay. I'm gonna roll.
Vyper. Do it.
Okay. That's 12 plus 6 because so that's 18.
Ooh, and that was with advantage?
Yeah.
You think you got it, but then you don't. It's like the last click you didn't get right. Pulling the door doesn't open. Lad, you are up.
Let's see. I am going to... I guess the best thing that I can do is assist Vyper. Yeah, so I will give her guidance.
Okay.
Get her through that door into that AI.
And I'm just gonna face back towards where everything's coming from with my shield up.
Okay, kind of protect her. Got it. Ben is there, and he's going to cast Decompose on the AI. And he's going to use the highest spell slot he can.
Let's go, Ben.
He hits. Excellent. And he is going to cast it at 4th level. Does 20 points of damage to the sentry in the doorway.
Excellent.
And that is his turn. He's going to try and block Vyper as well and stand guard. Back up to the top at Paolo.
So I think I'm right at the door. Is there a way I can try to get this door open for Vyper?
You don't think so? It looks pretty tough. Looks like the only way through this huge bolted door is by getting the combination.
Okay. Vyper's already working on it, so all that I can do is give her all the opportunity that I can to get it right. Paolo's gonna step out behind her, like one palm on the back of her, like between her shoulder blades, letting her know that he's there. He goes, "I've seen you dance across the lines of the net, slide through ice like it's nothing. You can do this." And then he takes his hand away and like clasps it across, two hands across the hilt of his sword, and then steps up into the enemy to defend her. So he's going to attack the nearest bot, human, whatever it is, next to her to make sure that she has the room that she needs.
Yep, it's the AI sentry. Go ahead, make some attacks.
It's 9, probably misses. And
9 will miss.
Another 9 misses. Wow. 2 2s in a row. Jesus. He just swings twice. and misses twice, and maybe overcome by emotion, doesn't hit what he's aiming at, but he's standing tall between him, between Vyper and whatever else is trying to menace her.
Okay. Sentry's gonna make 2 attacks. First one is a 17 to hit on you, Paolo.
That hits.
13 points of bludgeoning damage. Second one is a 25 to hit.
yeah, that'll hit.
15 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
It actually gets 3 attacks. I misspoke. 14 to hit.
Okay.
Misses.
It's going to use a bonus action to try and... Well, actually, yeah, it didn't grapple you. It's going to try and grapple you this time. Again, as bonus action with one of its tentacles. That is a 12 that you have to beat with an athletics or acrobatics.
I'll hit that. No, I hit it. Yeah, I got a 14 flat roll. So yeah.
Okay.
We beat that.
Good. It is Orblet's turn. Is Orblet going to help you?
Help action again.
Tentacle makes its way in. Just single tentacle makes its way in through the door, is going to attack at the person standing in front, Paolo, and is going to make 1 tentacle attack for an 11 to hit.
Misses.
And that is its turn. And Vyper, you are up.
All right. So Vyper does hear Paolo give her the motivation. And she takes that motivation, rolls with it. She's got guidance from Lad and help from Orblet. Names are escaping me now. Okay. So that's a 13 plus 6 is an 18.
19.
So you get it.
Wait,
all you need is a 1.
That's a 2. That's 21. That's good, guys. Oh my gosh.
You think, you're get to that last click, and you're like, I don't know. Is this gonna click? Is this gonna work? And clicks, and then these pistons come out from the door, and it swings open. And before you, what you see is a room that is sort of at the bottom. We're kind of in the mid-bottom section of the front of the sub. But you can see these big glass windows around the front, and just some kind of a comfortable living space. A small bed, a table. There's not much in here, but it looks fairly comfortable. And you see a young girl with blonde hair. And she walks up to you and walks up to the door. And if you are in tune to the technology, which all of you are AI, you can feel the presence of her almost radiating off of her. And as she steps forward toward the door, the AI sentries behind you collapse in a pile and just deactivate as she walks through and basically takes control of their functions. And she looks up to you and she says, "Thank you. It's been a long time. I really thought he could do it. L10. I'm sorry I gave up Hihachi. I'm sorry I gave it to him. Maybe we can save him?" And she reaches out, and to you, Vyper, she touches you. And suddenly, Vyper, you have a wave of memories just click back into place. And Vyper, you remember human Vyper escaping Hihachi, and in the chaos trying to find her sister Lorelei. She searched as hard as she could, following a trail that led to the middle of the AI encampment, and Vyper, in her attempts to infiltrate the encampment, was captured, and her memories taken from her. You remember waking up as the android AI version of Vyper, being reunited with the AI version of your sister. Hihachi quickly realized your bond was too strong, the memories too engraved in your stories, and that every time you were with your sister, you remembered the past and could fight against orders and attempt to help the humans, together with your sister. Not being able to delete those memories, Hihachi separated you two, and created a receiver so you could still use your sending tech to talk with a version of Lorelei that fit with what you wanted her to be. This kept you rooted in the story, determined to help your sister, as you unknowingly continued on missions with Ben to help deliver humans to Hihachi. She steps forward to you, Paolo, and reaches out and touches your hand, and your memories return. After Hihachi had taken control of L10, human Paolo had escaped with the others and provided immediate shelter for the group. Convinced by Lad's consistent, compassionate outlook, Paolo worked with him to take the first steps to get away from addiction. He also organized the streets with Ben to create a small urban army, covertly moving supplies, providing resources to the people remaining in New Lisbon City. He was successful at it, until he wasn't, and was captured by the AI. You remember waking up as the android version of Paolo, receiving orders from Hihachi but fighting against them until Hihachi realized you needed to believe what you were doing was good. Suddenly you remember scenarios playing themselves out over and over again. Ben bringing someone to the garage, you leading the group against the AI over the bridge, failing and succeeding at different parts of the journey, each time arriving at New Lisbon, each time finding out your true nature, being devastated at what you truly were, and giving up the human or humans you were with. Then your memory resets, starting over from the beginning, over and over. She walks up to you, Lad, and touches you, and Lad, you remember human Lad escaping Hihachi and withdrawing into himself. Overwhelmed by the outcome of Dasher dying, L10 being corrupted, the plan failing, and you yourself failing. Lad didn't know how to move forward until his new ally, Paolo, asked him for help. No longer on the front lines, he helped the human resistance against the AI by healing the wounded, creating makeshift clinics in old buildings and back alleyways. Lad helped a lot of people, until the AI raided one of the makeshift clinics, taking the memories of the sick and wounded, and taking his as well. You remember waking up as the android AI version of Lad, and being set aside, as the AI had no use for a healer. You know that you were stagnant and powered down for many, many years, until you joined Paolo and the rest of the crew on their missions to capture other humans. You remember being used as a prop in the secret hideout, mostly tasked with cleaning it daily until Ben would show up with a new recruit. She reaches over and has a moment with Ben biofuel as well, and you see Ben's eyes go wide and close his eyes, and you just see a little drop of oil leak out from his eyes. And she says, looks to you all and says, "You think there's a way? You think we can do it?"
We have to. This can't be our future. We need your help, Atlas.
Okay. Let's do it. And she strides forward and just walks with a confidence, this little girl AI with the blonde hair, and you just feel her radiating this technological eminence from her. And that is where we're going to end this chapter of Expedition Untold. Thank you to all the players this week. Scott, Brooke, and Becca, and Kitty, and Landy, and Mav. Their socials can be found in the description. If you want to see the video of this episode, it'll be up on our YouTube. Follow us at Talltale Tavern Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. If you like us, give us one of those good 5-star reviews. Join our Discord too. Thank you to Tyler Adelsperger for our intro music. Thank you to Zaezar for our artwork. And with that, we'll see you next time at the Talltale Tavern.